I'm experiencing some technical difficulties right now.
Yeah, well, we hear you this time.
Oh, you definitely hear me. My mic stand fell, so
just as we started,
I grabbed my mic to pull it a little closer to me. It fell off the damn table, so I'm holding onto it like I'm fucking the lead singer of fucking Arrows. I'm Steven Tyler out here. All I need is some freaking
loving an elevator.
Some scarves on the damn microphone.
As you do that, what I'm going to do is I'm going to tell you what grinds my gears today because I am extremely frustrated. So obviously the temperatures have gone up this week here in New York, the tri-state area, as I might call it. And my AC, when I started to finally turn it on, has not been really. It's on and it's pumping out some air. It's not that cold, and it's taken a really long time to bring the temperature down to where you put it at. So I call the company NJR that I paid monthly, right? So that when they come out, it's free. I don't have to pay for a guy to just look at it. The only time they charge you if there's like extra pieces you need to actually fix the AC unit or any of the HVAC stuff. So I call on Wednesday because it was one of the hotter days, and I say, was it Wednesday? Oh, sorry, we called Tuesday. I'm like, I think our AC's have an issue. Can I schedule an appointment? They're like, no problem. We actually have availability tomorrow in your area. The window is 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. So luckily, it was a day where I was able to be home from work, and I was there for 12 hours. Around 7:30, I'm like, all right, no one's called me yet. This is a little weird. It's getting towards the end of the day. The guy probably doesn't want to work till past 8. Let me call them up. Call them up, and they say that the woman who helped me did create a work order, but never saved it so that it got on the schedule. So I say to them, okay, well, then I guess someone's coming tomorrow because I waited all day today. And now I have to wait, I don't know how long. I'm like, but it better come tomorrow now. They tell me the earliest they get me on is Saturday. Now, Saturday, I have birthday parties. I have dance. Not me, but my daughter has dance.
Stop lying. It's you.
All day long. We have events all day long. And they go, we're going to give you a window 8 to 8 on the Saturday. I said, that's fine. I'm not going to be here. And she's like, well, that's the only way I can maybe get you on the waiting list, and they'll show up maybe on Thursday or Friday. I'm like, no, someone has to come tomorrow. I booked an appointment. The person on your end didn't save it. I did nothing wrong. I was here the entire day waiting for the guy to come. And because the woman, whoever the operator was, didn't save it, I get screwed and have to wait till Saturday.
You should have been like, I lost a fucking day's pay. Who's fixing that?
Yeah. And then I said, well, I had to stay home from work because of this. And I work from home sometimes, so it's okay. But
they don't know that though.
Now you
get out there.
Now it's out in the fucking.
They're watching this right now. They're watching
it. So,
dude, this guy's our lawyer, and he's indemnifying himself and keeping himself from being able to sue them for a day's pay, which literally would be him just going to work and doing paperwork. So, what are you doing?
And then charge him legal fees to pay me again.
Yes, come on.
No, and then so I said, let me talk to a manager then. I'm like, you got him, we got somebody on him. I'm gonna talk to a manager.
All right, Karen wants to call the manager. Quick, get the manager.
No, but this is something that should be addressed. I mean, this is ridiculous. It was the woman's fault that my AC is not working now because they have me on the schedule.
Take it easy, misogynist. It doesn't have to be the woman's fault.
It's this woman's fault. It was a man who would have said this man. You'd have been like,
are you assuming her gender? Did you check? Did you check her nethers? Did you ask her pronouns?
And then, so they tell me when I tell them I want to speak to a manager, they said the manager's not available, but we'll email him to let you know you called, but he won't answer your call until 1 or 2 days later. I said, so basically Saturday again, because it was Tuesday, whatever. I'm like, so basically, it was Wednesday when I called them. I was like, so now basically either Thursday or Friday, I may get a call from him. If I don't, it's going to be Saturday then. which is when
I mean,
that's scheduled to come.
Legitimately, if you talk to this manager before this guy shows up, right, or female shows up to fix your shit, when you're paying something monthly, you clearly have a contract with them. You're a lawyer. They obviously broke their contract. At this point, I'd be suing them for every dollar I've ever given them.
Lawyer then.
Literally, you broke the contract. I want to be reimbursed everything I paid you because you can't keep to your fucking contract.
We need you a lawyer.
I mean, the fact they scheduled me on it and the woman made a mistake and they couldn't even get me on the next day.
Right.
So now we have the ACs. I'm trying to get the AC running and see if it work. I just shut it off because I'm just burning electricity. Like, there's no point. It's just wasted electricity trying to get the AC to work and it's just not working. That's what I rant. That's what grinded my gears today.
Here's the parts of the story that I have a problem with. What kind of father are you that you're turning on the air conditioning in fucking April?
A good father.
Not at all. No, not in my house. It's not June. The AC's not going on. Open the window. Get a fucking fan. Blow on each other. Fuck that.
This guy can't afford to turn on his AC in April, Rook.
Must have been real nice growing up rich, guys.
Rich? Are you serious?
Yeah,
he costs just as much as AC. Cut the shit.
Listen. Must have been rich turning on fucking AC in April. Yeah, it must be.
No, it's called no. A zero chance my AC went in my window as a kid in my parents' house until about fucking at the minimum it would have to be past Memorial Day.
Your parents have 6 kids or something like that. You were rich, okay? It's not your parents' fault. It's not your parents' fault that you and your siblings took all their money. They had a cut.
It has nothing to do with that. It has to do with the fact that I literally make a living. I pay my own bills. So if I want to put the air conditioning on in fucking December, guess what's going on? The air conditioning in December. Some of us don't have to ask our wives. Sorry, Nick. Oh,
are you kidding me? Please. You have to ask your wife if you can go do something without washing your hands first.
Do I?
Yes, you do. 100%.
Really?
I've seen her reaction when you don't. Okay, you wouldn't be able to touch her for a year if you came in the house without washing your hands.
I'm gonna go touch her right now.
No, you're not.
Against her will. She's my wife. She doesn't have to say.
Pretty sure that's sexual assault, even if you're married.
By the way, I gotta say, Rook, questioning you as the man of the house. I don't give a shit what's going on Saturday. If the air conditioning isn't working, I'm not leaving the house until the air conditioning works. I don't give a fuck if it's like, listen, it's our kid's fucking, I don't know, birthday, bar mitzvah, baptism, fucking wedding. The AC is not on when I get home. I can't leave the house.
Is your kid having a bar mitzvah tea?
My kid?
Yeah.
Why would my son have a bar mitzvah?
I don't know. Why would you bring it up?
I'm just throwing different celebrations out there. I'm like a multicultural fucking guy.
Yeah, I mean, also the thing is too, like, I'm gonna try. Like, if I also have to get blood work done too, so I have to do that. So like,
again, but no AC is bad for your health. Your blood test is gonna come back weird. They're gonna be like, holy shit, you have HIV, and it's all because you didn't get the air conditioning fixed.
I don't think the test works that way.
I don't know. It's Magic Johnson.
Of all the things to
say I get from my HVAC not working.
Yeah. Same letters, so it must be
HVAC. My bad.
Yeah,
fuck,
seriously.
Different conversation.
Dude, this is so bad. This Nick game is already pissing me off. I can't. I know you don't want to talk Knicks, TJ,
before
but this
we get into Knicks,
game 2 pissed me off, and game 3 it seems like it's going the same way again.
Yeah, we'll talk about that when TJ signs off. So to our 54 viewers out there, we are going to be talking a little NFL draft as the Titans are on the clock here in the first round of the NFL draft. I got to be honest with everybody. I liked it better when it was rounds 1 through 3 on Saturday and 4 through 7 on Sunday. I hate the suspense between Thursday, Friday, and Saturday, especially when a very large chunk of these first rounders and second rounders end up being bums anyway. It's like all that suspense just for them to suck when the regular season comes around.
See, I like. Sorry, I was going to say, TJ, real quick. I like when it used to be 1 and 2 on night 1. That was good because then you just get a little extra. The picks coming faster. It's annoying.
I was going to say they ran through it a lot faster. It felt like you didn't feel like, oh, picks in. All right, I'll look back up in 7 minutes. Like, you know what I mean? Like, and nothing's going on. Who are you listening to? These people that have no idea. I honestly think the draft night, like Mel Kipers of the world, I think that's behind us now. It's just annoying. Nobody's into it. Nobody likes it. The fans that are there literally just want to hear their team call somebody of relevance to make their team better, or somebody that they just want to root for, right? Or maybe followed in college.
Or it's a big party. It's really just a big party for the fans. The fans are there.
Green Bay, right? They're Green Bay this year, which is weird.
Yeah, Lil Wayne is there. By the way, I love Lil Wayne. Just throwing that out there. Love Wheezy. Wheezy's got a great mindset.
You think Titans are going Cam Ward? Yeah, right.
No, I think they're gonna go. I think they're gonna go Travis Hunter.
Really? You think so?
I think they're gonna go Travis Hunter.
So speaking about Travis Hunter, we might as well jump right to the Sanders talk. The question is now because listen, I don't like his whole attitude. I don't like his dad being involved. We've spoken about this on past podcasts. We've compared him to the Ball family and this is the nonsense, the media circus that surrounds it. But trying to be objectively unbiased, is it the media's fault? Are they setting him up to be a massive failure if he doesn't come out and play like a stud? Because the kerfuffle around him and all the hype and the buzz, I know I pulled that out of nowhere.
I like that.
The buzz that they're generating is not going to match. His skill level is not matching the hype, number one, coming out of college. Number two, it's very rare somebody comes out of college and competes at a high level. Okay? And then I feel like they're setting him up to just be a pretty much whipping boy for the media. They're putting the pieces in place to be like, all right, we're going to hype him up. And then when he sucks, we're going to fucking drive his name into the ground as shit.
So I think, 100%. And I hear what you're saying, and to a certain degree, you're right. At the same time, the way I look at it is the same way I looked at the guys that are going to Colorado right now. Deion Sanders, as his father, also put him in this situation.
Oh, no, that's fair.
So it's not like the media just ran with something, because there are plenty of players' kids that are in the league, in the NFL, and or in college football that don't get that same media coverage. Deion Sanders purposefully put the spotlight on his child by wooing the top prospect in college football away from his alma mater, so that he would go to Jackson State, which is a no-place school and a no-place conference, so that kid could play with his son, because his son wasn't good enough to play at another school. So what he did was, I'll coach at Jackson State. That gives you guys some TV money, right? Because he didn't take a secondary job someplace else to get his foot in at a major program. It was always about marketing. And these players that went with him, they only went with him because he could get them on TV. That's what it came down to. Travis Hunter was wooed by Deion because Deion was like, I will teach you how to play both ways, because I played both ways in the NFL.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And then I think also with Shindor, they're showing his highlights and stuff right now. I'm not impressed by them. I think it was last week too. He padded his stats in the fourth quarter when they're up against bigger, lesser teams. And you see him, most of the plays he's making in his highlights, he's rolling outside, and you have these guys who are not as fast as the NFL is.
Right.
And they're not even getting to him. So he's playing against lesser talent.
But I will say, to the Sanders family credit, they've played it the right way.
Oh, 100%.
This kid's going to be rich, right? He's set up, and if he sucks and shits the bed and ends up 90% of the other busts that come out of college, who cares? He's fucking set for life. And
he always was. His father,
right? But when you can do it on your own, it's a difference. Whether daddy helped you along the way or not, if he made that money under his name versus taking daddy's money, it is a difference, right? Mm. And he set his son up to pretty much be in this situation. So, dude, I hate to say it, you tip your cap for playing the mental chess that it took to put your son in that situation, to hype him up to be something that I don't think he is. If I'm wrong, great. I'm not wishing anything bad upon the kid. I hope he comes out and becomes a stud. I don't wish anything bad upon any players coming out of college. You don't want somebody I hope you're a bust. No, dude, I hope you play your hardest. And if it's not good enough, it's not good enough. It is what it is.
This right now.
The pick is in.
Anybody that does stuff like Eli Manning and John Elway, I do hope they're a bust.
But that's different, right? That's a little different. That's different than your father would set you up in a good way. My dad would set me up in a good way.
I'm just saying,
you know what I mean?
Here comes the selection.
We need a sound for
this.
this.
It's going to take 45 minutes to walk to that podium.
No, they just said it. Cam Ward. I just wanted their name. We don't have to sit here and watch them.
Oh, mine's delayed.
Cam. Oh, that's right. You're delayed.
Now he's walking to the podium.
Well, the pick is Cam Ward for the Titans. That's that was going to happen. That's who I wanted the Giants to get him, but
I'm a little surprised at that.
Honestly,
and the reason I say I'm surprised at that is because didn't they just draft a quarterback like 2 years ago, Will Levis, and he was doing pretty good 2 years ago. Got a little bit injured last year, so I'm surprised that they drafted Cam Ward just now. Good for Cam Ward. My only problem, right? And I find it. I'm a Florida State fan, so immediately anybody from Miami, I'm like, that kid's going to jail. I don't know when, but it's going to happen. He's going to murder somebody, and then somebody else is going to take the rap, or he'll get caught. He'll get caught with tons of
lineman's going to drive the body. Like, or
we're going to find out he murdered his teammate. That happened at Miami, or they're going to find him with hookers and blow in his car. What's up, Michael Irvin? So
I forgot Jacksonville's a 2.
Huh?
I forgot Jacksonville's a 2. Oh, did they just trade in? They traded.
They did. Cleveland trades their second pick overall to Jacksonville. I'm wondering what that costs. That's a big jump.
That's a huge jump.
That's a big jump. That's from the teens up to 2.
What was the trade? What did they get? They say
we're about to see it. We'll see it at some point.
I just saw Jacksonville's on the clock, and I'm like, oh man, I forgot Jacksonville's number 2. Then I realized that's because they weren't on number 2 until just 2 seconds ago.
Yeah, it was.
Wow, that's a big move.
That's a very big move.
I'm gonna look on Twitter,
and you got to think they're going to either grab Travis Hunter or Shedeur Sanders. I think they're going to grab Travis Hunter. I don't think they're done with Trevor Lawrence yet.
They're not going to get rid of Trevor Lawrence. They paid him too much money.
Is Trevor Lawrence a bust?
I think so.
I think he's a bust, right? He was supposed to be a generational talent. He's supposed, and bear in mind, everybody, generational talent means that they define their generation as to what the pinnacle of the position is. Meaning that's the type of talent that only shows up once a generation. Now, for some reason in the NFL, every draft there's a generational talent, except for this one. Oh, I take it back. Travis Hunter would be the generational talent in this draft. He's the Shohei Ohtani of college football at this point. But I'm interested. I think I would say that Jacksonville's probably going to snag Travis Hunter, which would go to say that that's probably the end of his career.
It is Jacksonville gets number 2, Cleveland gets number 5 at a massive haul. A massive haul, they said.
They had the 5th pick overall.
Jacksonville had 5 at number 5. Yeah,
I didn't realize that. I thought they were in the teams.
I thought it was too, but man, they go all out to help this guy. What's his name? The new coach. I
honestly can't remember.
That dorky guy who was like Duval. He's so dorky in his press conference.
First of all, everybody in Jacksonville who screams Duval is stupid. Okay, nobody knows what Duval is. The only Duval I care about is Robert Duvall. All right, he played Tom Hagen in The Godfather.
It's true, and he was.
But I will tell you right now, and this is not me crapping on Jacksonville because I'm a Jets fan and I've seen bad football. Pretty much everybody that goes to Jacksonville sucks.
Yeah, I guess the Jaguars really want. They definitely take a Travis Hunter.
If they take Travis Hunter, then I feel sorry for Travis Hunter.
Yeah, they just said someone just said on Twitter that they're taking him.
Here's my question: does Cam Ward's father look like Barry Sanders, or am I crazy?
I wasn't looking at the
look at Cam Ward's dad. He looks like Barry Sanders.
Well, you're delayed, right? Because now I'm watching the podium. Yeah,
and his sister looks like Precious.
So where does that go to now? What do you think
where does what go to?
The Giants. Where do they go?
They draft Shedeur to ruin their.
No, they better not. They
draft Shedeur this year. They're going all in on the black quarterbacks because we found it because the whole league knows that their owner is racist. So now they're doing a PR scrub. They're like, we got to get as many black quarterbacks as we can now to make up for the 70 years that we never had anybody black.
All right, here it is. Browns are now armed with like the quarterback in next year's draft. They currently own 3 of the top 36 picks: number 5, number 33, number 36. And they get the Jaguars 2026 first round pick as well.
I just want to point out the Jets had the same thing like 3 years ago. We still suck.
We don't draft well. It is what it is.
No, that draft, we killed it. We killed it, that draft. We drafted.
What I'm saying is, but in no way, shape, or form, you can give me the first fucking 20 picks in the draft. I would not be confident we field a competitive team the next season.
Absolutely not. But again, those talents would be talented. It's just the coaching or the one player that we need to play well would play poorly. So it'd be like the left tackle plays like shit, so the quarterback gets sacked every single play, or the quarterback is garbage, or the offensive coordinator or the head coach is just trash.
See, I want the Giants to go with Carter because I think if they get Carter, imagine that defensive line, just Brian Burns, Kayvon, Dexter, and Abdul Carter. So the embarrassment of riches. And I would love to be embarrassed with those riches.
You lost me at Kayvon.
Hey, maybe with the other three guys, Kayvon starts to become an addition.
I'll be honest, that guy, he's not bad. He's rotational. He's not a guy.
You probably would.
He's not a guy you play every down. He's a third down rusher, and that's it.
Yeah. I think Travis Hunter's like, damn, I'm going to Jacksonville now. I go, not.
I don't.
Is he better than going to Cleveland?
Jacksonville loves to draft people that played at Florida schools or are from Florida. Like Tampa Bay and Jacksonville love people from Florida State, Florida, and Miami. Love it.
Yeah, it's true. But he's not from there. He's from Colorado.
No, he's not from Colorado. He went to Colorado. Where's he from?
I'm talking about because you said FSU in Florida.
Well, he did. He committed to FSU and then decommitted when Sanders stole him away to go to Jackson State and do nothing for a year or two.
Here comes the pick. Here it is. The pick is in for Jacksonville Jaguars.
He's
from the picks is where the commissioner does everyone, right? Commissioner does every pick.
Yeah.
So Travis Hunter's from West Palm Beach, Florida. Went to high school in Georgia. So he's from the area, and the Jags love picking up kids from Florida. I don't know why. But like me being a big Florida State fan, I see a lot of the Miami guys. I see a lot of the Florida guys. Go look at the Jacksonville Jaguars roster for the last like 20 years. You're going to see like 50 Florida State guys, and you're going to be like, why? And it's like they're from the area, I guess. So they've been scouting them since they're top
they're younger. Yeah.
What are the Jets pick this year?
Say again? 7, I believe.
7?
Jets, yeah.
By the way, for anybody who is watching, kerfuffle means a commotion or fuss, especially one caused by conflicting views. And by the way, TJ spot on kerfuffle.
Yeah, perfect word. Perfect word.
It actually reminded me of Brooklyn Nine-Nine. Captain Holt was involved in a kerfuffle at his husband's job.
Fair.
And everybody called it a kerfuffle.
Oh, they're having the Man of the Year announce the pick. Won't pay Man of the Year.
Listen, Man of the Year, Roberto Clemente Award. I can't remember what it's called.
This guy from Duval. Oh my God, this guy from Jacksonville is hilarious. Watch, look at the screen. Watch the screen. The fans. Do you see it with the bald head and the muscles?
No, I didn't see him. I just see Armstead now. But the Walter Payton Man of the Year, the Roberto Clemente Award. What's the award called in hockey?
It's a trophy, isn't it?
It's a trophy, yes.
Yeah, but I can't remember what name.
Or whoever the Sportsman of the Year is.
Yeah, and like whoever is like
best for their
community and stuff,
community and stuff
on and off the ice.
I think each individual team has an award, and then the NHL has an award.
Why didn't he just say it? Is he like giving a speech?
It's the Will O'Ree Community Hero Award. I think. No, wait, maybe not.
This is the longest pick ever. We know what they're doing. Hunter.
Yeah, I guess that's the award. But I will say all of those awards where it kind of focuses on players giving to the community, it's phenomenal.
Oh, God, this is now I'm nervous. I don't know what the Giants are going to do. I wanted the Giants really to get him. I was hoping the Cleveland would take a quarterback with Sanders.
Sanders, and the circus will be in town.
No,
so,
I don't want it.
I just found out. Speaking about like
I wouldn't be surprised if they trade out. Actually, sorry, TJ.
Yep.
Travis Hunter goes to Jacksonville, as we said.
Go ahead, TJ.
You don't tell me when I can talk.
No, because I interrupted you. So
I know TJ in a corner.
I'm only teasing you. So, where is it? Hold on, I gotta pull it up. 1 second. So yeah, speaking about community and stuff like that, my Uncle Georgie passed away last year, and I just found out that, and Nick knows where this is, the corner of Vanderbilt and Tompkins Ave. They're gonna do a dual name and call it. They're gonna name the street after my uncle. Because my uncle did a lot of community work, and the community board won and all that stuff. So
hey, congratulations to your uncle. That's phenomenal.
Pretty nuts.
Isn't Tompkins and Vanderbilt? My bad. I was thinking of like Van Duzer and Vanderbilt. I'm like, isn't that Wu-Tang District?
Yeah. I mean, technically, Tompkins and Vanderbilt is right there as well. So,
that's 2 blocks away from my Uncle Mickey's house.
Yeah.
Right.
So that's cool. That's awesome.
Yeah, dude. Freaking nuts.
I used to pass by that intersection over there by the post office. I used to pass by that intersection every day on my way to school for 7th and 8th grade. And then
passed it every day at work.
I used to work in Stapleton Pool when the pool was still there, and I used to pass 2 summers walking past there, or running past there, or driving past there. I'm a thug. I used to run to work a lot.
I think they brought back the pool, I think, last summer down off the pier. Even though the pier is gone. What was that? The not the Good Hugh Center. That was up above.
You're talking about Lions? Not Lions. You're talking about it's a public pool, right?
Yeah, you're right below Bay Street, like between like Bay Street Landing and the ferry.
Lions.
Is it Lions Pool?
Yeah, but I don't think it ever closed.
Well, I don't think it after
it had construction there, but it was never closed.
No. I think after COVID, it was closed like the next 2 summers or something like that.
It?
Like, yeah, I'm almost positive because they were doing a lot of construction down there. So it might have been construction related. But I know once the center on the pier closed, which was nuts because that thing literally collapsed while people were still using it. Like, and they had to cut the pier. They cut a 10-foot section of the pier because people were sneaking in because, I mean, listen, it was a pretty sick sports facility.
Breaking news: Twitter is saying that apparently the pick is going to be Abdul Carter for the New York Giants.
That is interesting.
That's what they're saying.
I don't think that helps the Giants at all.
I mean, I don't know if these people are legit, but there's a few people saying it. Who knows if they're legit? But they are saying Abdul Carter is the pick.
They're probably not legit. They're just people sitting there saying shit because they can. And you just gave them some free fucking merit.
No, I didn't, because I didn't tell them any. I didn't say any of their names.
Sounds legit. I don't know.
There's a bunch of people putting it.
Who is this woman talking? That's his mother? A little bit too much, Mom. Relax. Relax. Your son just got drafted by the Jaguars. He's going to have a miserable career.
You know what's funny? Last year, Brian Thompson, speaking of Brian Thompson Jr., he got drafted by the Jaguars, and they interviewed his mother, and they're like, how far has this family come? And she goes, we came from Baton Rouge, Louisiana. They meant how far is your family?
They didn't mean like geographically. Location. They meant
geographically. And hopefully Travis Hunter's mom did a little better on the first interview with the media.
I know you can't even. Honestly, you can't even fault people because we all want to act like we'd be natural in front of the camera. It's so fucked up when you situationally when you think you're confident and then it just crumbles. Like it just disappears.
To the Jaguars, and I think they do. I think it's a good situation for Travis. He gets what he wants. He's going to play offense and defense because, quite frankly, who do the Jaguars have on offense or defense worth talking about?
And the Jaguars are definitely going to let him play
but it's going to be bad when he inevitably gets injured in the NFL. Because let's be honest, folks, he is not the biggest guy. And I understand that the violence on the field is not what it once was, but at the same time, playing both ways in the NFL is not playing both ways in college. He's a hell of a talent, but
I was watching ESPN yesterday because they were doing some sort of draft special, and someone was saying how what they would do with him is make him play corner. It's like pretty much exclusively, and then use him for special packages like goal line, certain sets throughout the offense. So he's not 100% on taking every offensive snap, but he is at least, he's helping your team the way on offense and defense because he's a very good defender as well.
I'm very intrigued because he didn't play against top talent in college. He didn't. He played at Jackson State for a year or two, and then he went to Colorado and he played.
Pick is in for the New York Giants. Sorry to cut you off.
So
you can talk as I'm watching this.
I don't know. I don't know who.
There it is. They got him. Abdul Carter, Penn State, baby. I'm actually happy for this. This is a good draft.
I don't know why, like I feel so. Here's my thing, right? Like as a Jets fan, everybody's like, who do you hope they draft? I'm like, a good player. I don't give a shit anymore. I don't care anymore because it doesn't matter who they draft. Who they draft in this draft is not going to make the team any better than it was yesterday, to the effect where, we're competing for playoff position. And as a Giants fan, you should feel the exact same way. This motherfucker ain't doing shit on the Giants to make your team any better than it is yesterday. Whatever whatever flaws you had yesterday, you still have today. You just have one
quarterback.
Huh?
The other issue, the other thing they're saying though,
or fucking wide receivers that you don't have, fucking linebackers that you don't have, fucking DBs that you don't have. Like it's
the Giants. The rumor is the Giants are going to trade back into the first round and then take a quarterback.
Who? Jackson Dart?
That's just saying.
That sounds about right. I mean, that sounds about white. I mean, what?
Wow.
That sounds about giant draft hat. Is this giant draft hat cool? No. Not really.
None of these draft hats are cool. They put the stupid damn freaking wreaths on them like they're fucking general officers and shit, like they're admirals fucking about to
what is that?
It's the stupidest shit that the NFL does every year. For some reason, they decided they want to put fucking
what is that? What is that on here?
On it. What's the what?
What is this on the LPG license plate guy on the draft? That guy's the man. He's really a cool guy. Very nice guy, too. Wait, what is that on the corner next to the symbol? Is that Lambeau Field? On the draft hats?
What?
On the draft hats, what is it they're putting on the side there? Is that Lambeau Field because it's in Green Bay this year?
Not maybe. It's possible. I have no idea who that is.
So real quick, I know we're doing more football than anything, but touching on the Rangers really fast. Dude, it's a bad week for the Rangers.
Yeah.
Like they fucking signed Drury to a multi-year deal and then put it out there as if that's a fucking accomplishment. It's like, congratulations. That's like saying, hey guys, I bought this bag of shit off this homeless man over there. Can you believe it? They sold it to me. It's like, you fucking stupid. Like, this guy blows. This season was a fucking joke. It was a disaster. Laviolette was terrible. I mean, the revelation, and we talked about it last week, of him not even going in the locker room is just abhorrent. There's no excuse for it. It's pathetic. And now, and this is what pisses me off about New York fucking sports in general, but especially the Rangers. The Rangers are one of those teams that it's cool to wear a Rangers jersey if you're in New York City, and these hipsters fucking rock Rangers jerseys and then turn it into like an agenda-driven fucking – it's political. It becomes political. And now the push is – and I'm not sure if you've seen it because I just picked this up on Twitter before we got on.
I saw it.
A news article saying that Rangers have a good opportunity to go with the new wave of coaching, a.k.a. go with the woke bullshit agenda and hire Jessica Campbell.
Let's stop. It's not woke. It's DEI. It's not woke.
You know what I mean. My apologies. You're correct. DEI. Let's hire Jessica Campbell, who's currently an assistant coach over in Seattle. Guess what? Seattle sucks.
Didn't their coach just get fired?
Yeah. Like, what are we doing? What? And honestly, I know what we're doing. It's because James Dolan doesn't give a fuck about anything other than making money. And he knows that whether the Knicks suck or the Rangers suck, he's going to fucking sell out almost every night.
That's
and
true.
I'm done, dude. I'm done with this team. I'm done dropping $220 to walk into the fucking building when I know the organization doesn't give a shit about the fans.
We didn't go to any games this year. We've gone to so many games as a group that we love doing it.
Since we started this podcast, we've gone to pretty much one game at minimum a season.
Yeah. Usually two, if not all three of us together. Like one game will be all three of us together, but at least 2 to 3 of them will be one of our group with the other person from our group that goes.
And again, maybe that doesn't seem like a lot. Listen, we don't have season tickets, and I don't have anybody close to me, which is within touching distance, that'll hook me up, with cheap, face value tickets. So when we go those 2 games, it's not like we go fucking all out. We're drinking, we're eating, we're buying fucking merch. The amount of times I watch Nick drop $300 in the fucking store, it's pretty much every time we go. Because Nick's a very generous guy, and he's like, "Oh, Meredith needs something, and this person needs something, that person like," and Nick just buys away. And what do you get in return? Hey, competition is great, and winning is awesome, but you know what's even better? Making fucking political statements and agenda-driven nonsense that has nothing to do with athletics or sports, because we want to look like that team that's pushing progressive nonsense. I'm over it. Dude, I don't care. If Jessica Campbell was the greatest coach in the world and led us to a fucking Stanley Cup, amazing, but that's not what it's about, and that's what pisses me off. And I know somebody's going to fucking hit us up in comments on Twitter or something like that. Be like, oh, misogynistic, blah, 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 blah. It has nothing to do with it. You're not basing it on merit. You're basing it on an idea that, oh, well, sunshine and rainbows, and this is how the world should work. But that's not how it is, and that's not how it is currently. So why would you put your team in a bigger fucking hole than they're already at?
We had the same problem. I mean, the Yankees did the same thing in the minor leagues, right? They took their physical strength coach, who has no experience playing baseball, right? Because she's a woman, so she never played professional baseball at all. And I know people will say, well, Matt Blake never played professional baseball, and we've seen how the Yankee starters pitch. But that she was like the physical strength coach, and they made her a minor league coach at rookie A. And everybody's sitting there going, oh, but it's rookie A. It's not a big deal. It's a big deal to the kid that's in rookie A, who doesn't have somebody to teach him what he needs to learn to be taught how to play at the professional level. And I would argue that being a coach that has experience, in the league, in any professional league, is more important at the bottom levels, where the kid is 18 or 22 and he's never been a pro.
You're supposed to learn on the way up, not
that it is at the top.
Quick for hockey, because the NFL draft's going on. New England Patriots pick is going to be Will Campbell, tackle out of LSU, bolster up that line to help out.
The fact that you interrupted for the Patriots and it wasn't, hey, guess what? Fucking Gillette Stadium's gone. Asteroid hit it. Fucking weird. Like, that's the only reason you should interrupt.
I'm sorry, guys.
Tom Brady caught.
I didn't get to talk about
red-handed with a man.
No, not New England. We skip New England. We always skip New England, Rook. You know this.
You're covering the draft. You cover every pick, whether or not you discuss it or not.
Fuck that. Listen, if anybody from Boston is watching and you're a Pats fan, fuck you. Okay? Don't watch. I don't care.
Wow, we just dropped now.
Oh, my God. Yes. Nobody listens to me.
Hate, because they see
that was definitely divots and pivots right there to just drop.
Those guys are all right. They're fine. They're golf oriented, so they get a pass. Right, seriously, seriously though. But what
Nick, log in just to make fun of us over the Jets?
That'd be funny.
That pretty much is why, probably,
dude. But you know what? And where else did we see this, Nick? Getting back to that conversation of pushing an idea over furthering stuff. We watched the what are they called? The Ferry Hawks in Staten Island put in a female, the first female player in. I mean, it's not even minor league. It's what is it?
It's professional, but it's association league.
Yes, thank you.
And I'm right again. I'm dropping picks before they even announce it on ESPN. Anyone who's tuning in, you're welcome.
So they put her out in the field. She fucking batted like 0 for 100 or like 2 for 100. It's embarrassing. It's embarrassing for her. It's embarrassing for the team, and it's embarrassing for the fucking league. And again, if she fucking raked, and I don't care if it's at association ball, if she fucking raked and even batted 225, yes, that would be very impressive, and that would bring people to the fucking seats. She couldn't crack fucking 60. She couldn't crack a 60 batting average, dude. Like,
so she plays in the independent league. She's no longer with the Ferry Hawks, by the way. Last year she played with the Oakland team. I don't know who they are. The Oakland Ballers.
It's like a traveling circus, dude.
Her ERA with the Ferry Hawks for 2 seasons, because she pitched and she played the outfield. Her ERA in 2022 was 12.19, and her 23 ERA was 9.49. Yeah, not good. Her whip for those 2 seasons was 1.89 in 22 and almost 2.919 in 23. Her batting average for those 2 years, she batted 0.26 in 22 and 0.67 in 23. She had a total of 1 hit in 22, and that doesn't make sense. I don't know how, but it says she had no hits. Oh, I'm sorry. She batted 0 in 23. 26 in 22 and 0 in 23.
So at the end of the day, if you just use basic asshole math skills and sit there and say, this is a fucking joke. This is clearly a media circus, agenda-driven, get people in the seats to see this spectacle like the bearded lady, and you're going to sit there and say it's progressivism. It's not. You're setting the sport back and you're setting women back. So now the one girl that shows up that literally can probably throw 85 and maybe get some strikeouts or play the field very well or maybe bat 200 will not get a shot now because this is the route they took. So every time you take one step forward for agenda and it has nothing to do with what you're actually trying to accomplish, you take 4 steps back. And I don't care. Send the hate. Tell me I'm wrong. I don't give a shit. It doesn't help anybody. It embarrasses her and then embarrasses the sport.
There's 2 things I want to do right quick. The first thing I want to say, TJ, awesome hoodie. Love it.
Thanks, pal. Yeah. I love this hoodie. Picked it up for a very special occasion going to that was my first college football game.
That was actually it was fucking cold as shit, and I wish there was booze in the stadium, but it was good. We had great seats. We're
3rd row, 50-yard line. How do you beat it,
dude? Did you know one of the players?
Wait, can I just say something real quick before you go? Cleveland Brown looks like they're going to pick Mason Graham, defensive tackle out of Michigan. So they traded away a generational talent like Travis Hunter for a DT, which we don't know. He could end up being a better career than Travis Hunter, but it's funny reading all the Browns fans crying about it.
Yeah, but here's the deal, right? Jack, if the conversation had already happened with the Browns and Travis Hunter that he wanted to play both ways, and that if he wasn't going to do it, then he was just going to raise hell.
Yeah,
then you avoided yourself a problem.
Yeah, you got yourself you made a good deal.
You know, but so I want to say nice hood again.
Great hoodie.
One of the best players on that Army team. His name was I think Kenyon Udon. He actually transferred after the season.
Oh, really?
I guess he decided I don't want to be in the Army and was just like,
I was going to say
you can transfer up until you're a junior. So he was a sophomore. He's like, yeah, this isn't for me. And you know what? Good for him. He'll owe back 2 years worth of money to the school. Because that shit ain't free. That's an expensive ass school to go to. That's probably a top 20 school in our country. After the Ivy League, that's probably right there with so you get your Ivy Leagues, you got your MITs, you got your Stanfords, and then after those hoity-toity Northwestern schools, you've got West Point, and that's a tough school to get into. You have to have a congressman recommend you. So Daddy can't buy you into Yale like Bush Jr.
Do you think the Raiders go with Shedeur Sanders or Ashton Genty?
I honestly think
Genty. No,
I think they go with Shedeur Sanders.
You think so?
The Raiders at this point are not about football. They're about drawing people to their stadium
because they're in Las Vegas.
So. They're in Las Vegas.
Yeah, it's a show. Well, so once you move your franchise to Las Vegas, it's almost like a show at that point.
It's Ringling Brothers and Barnum and Bailey.
Yeah, I mean the Vegas Knights have the freaking whole play before the show starts. The night coming out and fighting whoever they're playing.
So the second
pretty
thing
much medieval times.
Second thing I wanted to do is I wanted to raise a glass to you guys.
Oh,
this is borderline the anniversary of when this show started. Yeah, I don't know exactly when this show started, but the concept, the idea for this show took place NFL Draft 2021.
Wow, 4 years.
It was.
Huh? Yeah,
4 years. Yeah,
so it's years.
And then we'll go into Whiskey of the Week. I know TJ's
I was about to say if we're celebrating, I'm going to the top shelf then. We're definitely going top shelf.
As Rook said, the Browns selected Mason Graham, defensive tackle, Michigan. It's nice to see Michigan kind of back toward the top of college football. They disappeared for a bit in the early 2000s, up until recently, within the last 3 or 4 years. But they hadn't had a good player come out of that school for quite some time.
Yeah. Am I saying his name right? Is it Genty? GT?
Yeah, it's Genty.
Genty. That's just saying the Raiders are picking Ashton Genty. So
I would be shocked about that. I can't see the Jets picking Shedeur Sanders because he flat out said, "I don't want to play for."
He's going to drop. I don't know who's going to take him at that point too. This is the same thing we have in that 1 year of 2021. We were talking about who was it? Who's he going to go to now? The Jets are going to pick him. Maybe the Panthers. They wanted to go
about. You were talking about rest in peace, Dwayne Haskins.
Oh, Dwayne Haskins. Yeah, that's right. 2021.
By the way, I just want to point out Dwayne Haskins would have been a better pick for the Giants than Daniel Jones. We know why they picked Daniel Jones over Dwayne Haskins.
You're going to say it again.
Damn right.
I agree with you. I actually wanted Dwayne Haskins, and rest in peace. I mean, you never know. Life couldn't change.
And we don't know. And people will say, "Oh, but he wasn't good." We don't know what he would have brought to the NFL because unfortunately his life was lost. It's a sad situation. But I can say this: if he's playing for the Giants, he might be still around right now because he wouldn't be running on that road.
So, do you think the Jets trade out with somebody else for someone to get Sanders, or do you think they're just going to let it roll? And then, if anything, if it lets it roll, Panthers may take him. Probably not because they still have Bryce Young. Saints, New Orleans get Sanders. I think that might be where he lands at this point.
I could see that. I could see that because he's a Texas kid.
Yeah, I can see him going to New Orleans.
People underestimate and misunderstand how close Texas, East Texas, and Louisiana are. Like there's a strong hatred, but there's also a lot of mixing right there.
And listen, if he doesn't go to Carolina, he's not going to the Jets. We know that. If he doesn't go to Carolina, he doesn't go to New Orleans, he's going to fall. Because
if he goes to the Jets right now,
you have Bears, Niners, Cowboys, Dolphins, Colts, Falcons. The next one's the Cardinals, who they invested a lot of money in Murray. The Bengals don't need one. Seattle.
I was going to say, that's what I was going to say. That is there anybody even below the Jets that would bother trading up that need a quarterback that bad?
No,
just the Giants. The Giants are going to trade that far up.
Right.
They're not going to trade up that far, and they're not going to trade.
Look at everyone else. You got Seattle. Seattle. Didn't Seattle just sign someone?
If I could see the Jets being completely fucking stupid and drafting him.
Oh yeah, Seattle just signed Darnold.
Yeah, they
Seattle doesn't need anyone either.
Yeah.
And then you have Broncos, maybe.
No, because Knicks had a good season last year.
Oh right, Bo Nix. I keep talking. Pittsburgh will be the next one. 21.
Pittsburgh. If they don't want to wait on
he
Rodgers,
could drop from the first pick to 21 if he doesn't get selected.
He was never going to be the first pick overall. Never.
No, but that was they projected him prior to the
that's what his father put out there. He was never going to be the first pick. He played against scrubs. Like, come on.
Dude,
like, what are we fucking talking? Anytime
if he goes late second round, I would shit myself. I would fucking laugh. I honestly it would just because of all the hype for him to drop.
I think Pittsburgh might be the spot.
I could see the Raiders. I could see the Raiders still drafting him, and I could see I could see Pittsburgh picking him up. If the Raiders pick Shedeur Sanders, the Jets have a conundrum because they might draft Ashton Janty and trade Bryce Hall. Not Bryce Hall. I'm sorry.
No, but everyone's saying Las Vegas is taking Janty. He's not going anywhere else. It's going to be Janty,
which is very surprising to me because who do they have playing quarterback in Las Vegas? Excuse me.
Who is it? Aiden McConnell. Is that his name?
Yeah, I guess so.
And Gardner Minshew. That's their quarterback. This is huge. If they go, this is it. Literally everyone's saying Genty's going there.
Well, that's so funny. It says Raider team needs running back, wide receiver. Wait. Hold on.
Genty. They took Genty.
Wow.
Official. Yeah, you're looking at this right now.
Quarterback over there. Oh, the Raiders picked up Geno Smith.
Oh, right, because Seattle has Darnold. Yeah, okay.
I forgot about that.
All right,
Geno Smith. All right.
Well, what do we got? We got the Jets coming up here, boys. What are we digging?
The Jets should draft Membu. What's his name? Armand Membu. That's who they should draft. They probably draft Shedeur Sanders.
Someone just put it out that they drafted Sanders. That the pick is going to be Sanders. I don't think it is. I really don't think it is. I think
Sanders. And again, it's the same shit over and over and over and over again.
I mean, you have right now. It says somebody wrote tight end Tyler Warren for Penn State.
I would take that too. I would take that.
But this is like everyone's all over. Someone's saying
if they draft Shedeur Sanders, what the fuck did they sign Justin Fields for?
I agree.
They are roughly the same exact fucking player. I would argue that Fields is slightly better, and he's not good. So why the fuck would I get Shedeur Sanders?
And Fields has actually played in the NFL, so he's used to seeing it. Oh wait, it says the Jets are trading 7th overall to Miami. No, this can't be real.
All right, so we're just speculating now. Listen, since Rook got to do a little grind my gears, before we do Whiskey of the Week, I would like to do something that grinds my gears. And this is just
this trade would be really crazy though. Jets would trade for Tyreek Hill and Jalen. That's not happening.
That's not.
Oh
happening.
fuck
That's
no! No,
putting shit up.
So
that's made up.
Legitimately, for all you fucking LeBron bum
pick
haters. Now I gotta put it on hold.
The Jets pick is in.
Someone's saying Mizzou offensive tackle
Armand Membu.
Yep, you're right, Nick. Good pick. Good,
beautiful.
Good prediction.
Avoiding the circus to continue. I like it. So, what really grinds my gears is all these fucking ass clown LeBron fucking fans that'll sit there and say he's the GOAT when he sucks. He's destroying the Lakers with Bronny, right? He's just embarrassing the league. And then, Nick, hit me up here. Share that screen. You have this shit, which we've been calling him a bitch the entire time because he's just a monster bitch. He's a big dude that flops like it's fucking, I don't know, B-level soccer. It's a joke. He's fucking peeking to see if the ref is paying attention to him flopping around. Like, this is fucking embarrassing. This guy's almost 7 feet tall, a monster of a man, and he's rolling around like a little whiny bitch. It's embarrassing, dude. Would Jordan ever pull anything like that? No. Not even a little bit. Would Jordan not play in a fucking game because he stubbed his toe? No, he fucking wouldn't. I don't want to hear it anymore. Okay? LeBron plays in a fucking soft-ass league that doesn't play defense. I don't want to fucking hear it. His ass would get lit the fuck up. His soft, baby soft bullshit. Like, I'm going off on a tangent trying to think of soft things. Cottonelle, fucking Baby Magic, Johnson & Johnson Baby Wash. Ass would get lit the fuck up if he had to play in those 90 series. So I'm over it. LeBron is a good player. I wouldn't want him on my fucking team. Don't give a shit. He's a fucking he's just an asshole. He really is. He's an asshole.
You got to understand, TJ, the younger generation of people, right? And our generation really, I would say even 50% of our generation is part of that group, or at least a third. The younger people, the people born after 1990, they missed all the good shit in the world. They really did. They missed good baseball. They missed good hockey. They missed good. I would say football got a little bit better in the 10s, like from 2000, 2010, it got really good. And then there's been a drop off to a certain degree since like 2015 to now, where you're watching games and every other game is a blowout. Like, and it's just not entertaining anymore because every other game there's a team getting beat by 3 touchdowns. And you're just like, all right, so we just like, why am I even watching this after the second quarter? They missed and good hot basketball. And you got to take it, like, think of it this way. If you found out today that there was no tomorrow, and when I say no tomorrow, I don't mean like it doesn't exist. I mean, tomorrow is just not, every day is the worst day of the week forever. You've missed. The best is behind you. There's nothing left. Nothing to look forward to, no happiness beyond today, or worse, beyond 10 years ago or 20 years ago when you don't remember, right? What would you do? Because what these kids do is they try to shit on yesterday because yesterday was better than today and it's better than tomorrow. It is better than 10 years from now. And they're like, I can't have that. I can't have it. How could you live in a world where your favorite sport is hockey and every hockey player that plays after Wayne Gretzky will pale in comparison to the great one? Now, our generation didn't have that problem. Like, I never sat there and was like, Mickey Mantle played against plumbers and fucking roofers. Ken Griffey Jr. is the truth. Never said that in my fucking life.
Yeah, that's great. Mickey Mantle also hit the ball out of Yankee Stadium when it was about 57 feet fucking further distance to do it.
It was like 400. It was like 480 feet to center field at Yankee Stadium back then, and there were monuments in the way that you could crash into if you ran back there.
Yeah.
And you're absolutely correct. But even in my mind, I would never sit there and be like, "Well, Babe Ruth fucking played against roofers and plumbers." I never thought that way. But these kids today will say that about people that played 25 years ago because they know that they missed the best. All they can hear about is the legend of yesteryear, and their guys are not legends. They're not. The way the leagues move so fast now, whoever's top 10 today will not be top 10 in 3 years. Whereas, like, our top 10 guys, like I take it back. It wasn't even our top 10 guys. The guys from the 60s in most sports, their records stood for a long ass time.
Right. Well, you know what? Just to use hockey as an example, like, listen, we have I didn't get to see Bobby Orr play. We have that hanging over our head, but I got to see Gretzky play. I got to see Messier play. Right. We were watching Ovechkin still play.
But hockey's a little bit different. But even so, a younger crowd will sit there and say like, "Oh, but fucking Sidney Crosby's better than fucking everybody that played in the '90s." And
dude,
it's like,
all these kids, all I need to hear is something like, "Oh, you know, Tom Wilson's such a tough guy." It's like, no, go fuck.
That's my point. That's my point.
Ty Domi's a tough guy. Ty Domi, not even 6 foot. Not even 6 foot Ty Domi just walking up to fucking Marty McSorley and was like, yeah, I don't give a shit. I'll fuck you up. And then doing it and then doing the fucking belt, knowing that, like, yo, this guy is probably going to try to hit you over the head with a fucking hammer on the second period.
Just for everybody out there, we're going late today because the NFL draft's on. There's so much to talk about. It's going to be an interesting. You know what? We haven't talked in such a long time.
Hit the whiskey of the week. Hit the whiskey of the week. Let's do it.
Whiskey of the week.
Whiskey of the week.
Before we get into the whiskey, I just want to point out that the fucking Jets their pick has been in for like 10 minutes.
Yeah, that's why I interrupt you guys. There's commercials and everything.
This shit would not have happened back in the day when they did rounds 1 through 3 on Saturday and 4 through 7 on Sunday.
No.
Wouldn't have happened.
No.
So I'll start this off. I got to bring this back to a winning tradition because when the Rangers lost last season and I was crushing this bottle for good luck, I went through it really quick. I mean, you can see how little is left, but I'm bringing it back because I love this. Weller Antique 107, absolute flavor bomb. I love Weller. Their special reserve green label, if you can find it for a normal price, is tremendous. 12 years good, obviously at a normal price. Full proof is good. I mean, approaching secondary price. I like full proof a lot, but Antique 107, when you can get it for, I don't know, around us, if you can get it close to $100, is a good buy. We're not finding it for $60 MSRP anywhere in the tri-state area.
Two things I want to say real quick before you first thing is the Jets have picked Armand Membu, tackle from Missouri.
Yep.
Good. That's the smart pick to make.
Yep.
And the second thing is Weller. Is that made by Peter Weller?
No. Stitzel Weller.
Oh, does he? I was wondering if he stirred it with his RoboCop finger or.
No.
So the trade for Tyreek Hill was
yeah. Like that was like, oh my god. But imagine that person throwing that out there and then it coming to fruition and be like, I'm a god.
Yeah, exactly.
I would also just like to say, Armand Membu is not in Green Bay. He's with his family at home, and I like that a lot. He's there with the people that love and support him. He's like, no, I don't need to go to the draft. Like, I don't need to go there and be with everybody and be shown on TV. You want to come to my house with the people that love and support me and have always loved and supported me? I'm all right with that. And I like that a lot.
It's a lot of different.
It says a lot about what you're carrying. I'm not saying that if you go to the draft, you're a bad guy. I'm just saying is it shows you what your priorities are.
Panthers pick isn't, but they've been going a lot of people throwing a lot of different names to the Panthers. Looks like it's been McMillan from Arizona, though.
All right. He's Ted McMillan.
Yeah, Ted McMillan.
A lot of Arizona, a lot of people over there in Carolina be calling him Tit McMillan. I know it.
All right, so back to the bourbon. Back to the bourbon.
Yeah,
Antique 107, 107 proof. This shit. I think 107. I'm a neat drinker. I drink it neat. Not that I'm like neat, like, oh, cool. Like, no, I'm a neat drinker. No ice. I like to get the full effect of the whiskey, all the flavors.
That's like that Friends episode where Rachel's father asked Ross for a scotch, and he goes, "Scotch on the rocks," and he goes, "Neat," and he goes, "Coolio," and he goes, "No, neat, no rocks."
Yes, dude, you remember such a like random 2-second parts. Like that's how you know it's good writing. You can remember shit that had nothing to do with the episode, but made an impact.
Wait, so here it is. This is the pick of. They don't take Sanders. He's dropping to probably Pittsburgh.
Well, he could go to New Orleans. Why not?
I'm saying New Orleans. They're saying New Orleans might take Jalen Walker.
Okay, fair
Georgia.
enough.
So,
by the way, if the Steelers take Shedeur Sanders, I guess that's Aaron Rodgers is retiring.
Yeah.
Yeah, because where else is he going to go at that point?
It would be very Aaron Rodgers to sign a contract during the NFL draft, though.
So for the Antique 107, right? Dude, weeded bourbon. Weller's the original weeded bourbon. I mean, there's other weeded bourbons out there, makers and stuff like that. Larceny, but Weller, it just hits differently. It carries the flavor well because a lot of other weeded bourbons kind of come off a little light. And at 107, like I love Frey Ranch, and I have the weeded. It's pretty much a single grain wheat bourbon from Frey Ranch. They had to up it to 120 proof. Tremendous whiskey, very sweet, but they had to bring up the proof to get that flavor. This at 107, which makes it so much more drinkable, and it's just honey caramel, and then you get that barrel like char to it, that wood flavor, and it's such a balanced whiskey that this is why I will spend up to $115 for this bottle if I don't have one sitting on the bar, because it's just a great drinking whiskey. And this is something that you pull out and give your friends a pour that may have a mild interest in whiskey. It's a recognizable label right away, and it's always a good experience. So I love Antique 107. I think it's one of the best that
Something
Weller
you
makes.
pull out and give your friends a pour. Title of your sex tape.
All right. I'm going to contemplate on that while I enjoy my Weller.
Nick, what are you drinking?
I'm actually drinking the Balvenie Double Wood, aged 12 years, that my brother-in-law got me from Scotland.
Nice. That's
Nice.
awesome. How's the flavor?
When we were younger, we were way more into Scotch than we are as adults. I think we've become more patriotic as we've gotten older.
That's true.
But,
I think I was just drinking so much Scotch that I got tired of it. Of just the peatiness.
you know what? It's spicy, and I like that because like bourbon usually comes out very sweet and smooth.
Yeah.
This is spicy, but it doesn't burn. So
Gotcha.
it's very spicy, and you could taste like the. I don't know how to describe it other than to say like it doesn't taste like cinnamon. But do you know how cinnamon burns your tongue when it first touches it? Like you're having an atomic fireball. An atomic fireball is just fucking cinnamon, right? It's like super cinnamon on a sugar ball. That's all that is.
We got cinnamon off of Rook's bottle of Whiskey Thief.
Whiskey Thief. Yeah, it was
Bottle
like
and
Big
Bond.
Red.
It
But
tastes
this
like
isn't
Big Red.
like this doesn't taste like cinnamon. It just gives you that burn on your tongue off the rip, like cinnamon does when you get too much cinnamon on like a candy or a Big Red.
I
there's
was
no
just
burn.
informed by our producer that we have reached our limit of the use of cinnamon.
Oh,
Word.
shit. Cinnamon.
I'm getting that's 2 fines now.
Cinnamon.
This looks like it. The Panthers still haven't picked yet.
The pick is in.
It is, but I thought New Orleans was on the clock because they're
Not
going to be on
quite.
the clock in a second.
Not
But
quite.
Well, now Rook is on the clock. What are you drinking?
I'm rooking. I'm rooking. I am drinking.
rooking.
Apparently.
We know you're
I'm
rooking.
drinking.
You are the Rook.
Well, I talked about this earlier. I texted you this, TJ, because we hung out last Friday. We did a little whiskey night.
Four Roses. That's what they drink on the ranch.
4 Roses, right? So this is the single barrel. We had the single barrel, the original single barrel. So I went today to go buy a bottle. Ted McMillan. So we were right about that. Once again. And I was like, let me go look at the bottle. And then I saw there's a single barrel. And then I saw these because I was looking for the single barrel proof that we were talking about.
Yes.
Are they booing Roger Goodell when he comes out?
I think so.
You
Should
gotta
be
love
booed.
it. You gotta love it.
And
Every commissioner of every
And
sport.
then I saw they had these 3 different recipes of the single barrel. So I grabbed this one because it said it had delicate rye, apple, mint, clove, and cacao.
Oh, he's Samoan or something, or Hawaiian or something.
Yeah, I think he is. Well, the first name is they call him Tech because it's easier to say. Oh, people really thinking Shedeur Sanders is going to be going
To the Saints?
Yeah.
I mean that kind of makes sense. Who do they have to play?
Quarterback.
Again, it's right next to Texas. He's from Texas. Don't be shocked if they fire their fucking head coach right now and hire Deion Sanders.
Right? That would be so fucked.
So back to the whiskey. Yeah, single barrel. This is the OBSF one recipe. There's 2 other ones. They have these special recipes for single barrel. This one actually is sweet. Actually, do taste a little bit of the apple, but probably because we was talking about this when you have bourbon, you hear a flavor, you think of that flavor, and you pretty much can taste it at that point. Which happens with the cinnamon red, the Big Red.
I think the best advice you can give somebody is, like we did when you have a whiskey night and we all get together and drink whiskey with friends and discuss it and stuff like that. You got to take out a Pauly Shore's book, right? A page out of Pauly Shore's book in Biodome and keep cruising. You got to find the flavor.
Free mahi, if you will.
Right? I mean, you got to. So if I pick out a flavor and I throw it out there and all of a sudden it doesn't taste like apples. Like all it is it's triggering something on your palate that's tricking your brain into thinking that like, wow, that kind of reminds me of apples a little bit.
Well,
and then this and that.
It could be a similar chemical compound that hits the same spot in your nose / mouth.
Uh-oh.
So I hear a lot of Sindor Sanders, but I'm hearing Kelvin Banks Jr., offensive tackle from Texas for the
That's a smart move.
Saints. So if it is, wait, Kelvin or Kevin? I think is a misspelling.
Well, boys,
Kelvin.
Not to cut you off, I'm outies. I've overstayed my welcome as it is. I leave for Scotland tomorrow, right? Pretty much
Have
work.
fun, TJ. You have a great time, man.
Absolutely. I'll share some pictures on Twitter of the old course and me getting kicked off of it because I'm not classy
stay
enough.
up and then go to work and then sleep on the plane because you're afraid to fly?
I'm definitely trying to sleep on the plane. I have some melatonin gummies that should knock me the fuck out. I mean, I should be able to say the flight takes off at like 8 something, and then we land at 8 in the morning. So 7 hours. If I can catch like a 5-hour snooze, I'd be ecstatic. So I think I'll be okay. I'm going to, obviously I'll be up I wake up for work at, 4:30 in the morning. So I'm tired after work either way. So I'm sure by 8 o'clock at night, if I can keep myself awake and not take a power nap, I'll be good to go. So,
yeah. All right. Well, enjoy, TJ. Thanks for joining us.
Yeah. If I have good Wi-Fi when I'm by Thursday, I'll be in Ireland. So if I have good Wi-Fi, I'll definitely.
Times are magically delicious.
Oh,
What's the time difference though?
5 hours, I believe.
They're ahead 5 hours. You're not going to be on this show, bro. You're not going to be here at 1 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah, 1 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah, why not?
You're sleeping,
my guy. We close down pubs. I'm not sure how you guys act on vacation.
You go down in Europe at like fucking midnight, guy.
Bullshit. Not in Ireland.
I would love for you to do a show from Irish pub. That'd be amazing.
There is no chance this is how the show would go. It would be like, hold on. I got this.
You'd be so wasted. Nick, what are you?
Hey guys, what's up? Oh, fuck.
Yeah.
Somebody would just punch me in the face for the hell of it. Be like, look at this fucking American thinking he's all cool and shit on his phone. Let's fuck him up. And they'd be right. I wouldn't be able to get mad. Be like, yeah, fair enough. But anyway, gentlemen, until I return back to the U.S.
Have fun, TJ. Thanks for staying longer than you were supposed to. We appreciate it. And thanks for having whiskey with us.
Oh, yeah. Oh, man. Shit. Where's my well? There it is. Cheers, boys.
Cheers. All right, now we lost the guy who talks hockey. I mean, thank God. No, just kidding. Knicks are playing. We were talking a little New York Knicks. New York versus everybody, just everyone knows. Yeah. I mean, right now I think last time I saw they were winning by a couple. They were up by 13 at the half, but I don't know how it's not looking out. But they're up 8 with about 2 minutes left in the third. And here comes the Saints pick. So this is where I had no idea where the hell the Saints were going on this one. So we're going to find out right now. It looks like it's going to be the Kelvin Banks pick, but
I will say this, Rook's plan for how the Knicks could have gotten better for this series is to bring back the white guys. That was his.
Well, my plan was to have a stronger rebounder, which it would be Hartenstein. I think
I'm just saying if Hartenstein's name wasn't Hartenstein and his name was like Johnson and he was a 7-foot black guy, you'd have been like, I don't know. Can we find a
I still would have said he would needed. Cat is soft. That's what it is.
The Rook loves basketball, especially when he feels represented.
He is soft. I'm sorry, Carl Towns is soft. That's always been the complaint about him.
But here's the question, right? Carl Anthony Thomas is better than anybody named Hartenstein in the world, okay? So if you don't have him on the team and you have Hartenstein instead, what do you lose at that point? Because it's not like, we're going to have both. It's one or the other.
No, they could have had both because they could have signed Hartenstein.
I'm not saying they couldn't have. I'm saying they're not playing at the same time. One's going to have more minutes than the other.
You could play him at center, and then you could have played Towns the power forward.
Okay, so then who's coming off the court then?
Mitchell Robinson. Like,
okay, I guess.
Preston Achua. Like, what do you mean? Like, they'll figure it out. You would have figured it out. It would have been an embarrassment of riches. And we would have been very embarrassed.
That's not how it works, though. There's no such thing as an embarrassment of riches. Somebody doesn't play.
All right, so the Bears are on the clock. Where do you think they're going?
They're not getting Shedeur Sanders, that's for certain. They probably pick up some offensive line help if they can. If there's anybody worth picking right now at that pick for the offensive line, and if they don't, then they either go wide receiver or they go defensive line.
Defensive. I don't know if anyone at defensive line is up there to be taken, like someone that you would take at this point.
Wow, James Pierce coming in fast, and ESPN
keeps tweeting out James Pierce Jr. to be drafted for the last like 3 picks.
I just want to point out that the draft would be over already if ESPN didn't spend 45 fucking minutes talking about picks and going to commercial. We'd already be the draft would be done by now.
Yeah, I mean, I'm probably not going to stay up to the entire draft. I'll do a couple more picks. It looks like they're going to go tight end. Colston Loveland from Michigan.
Really?
Yeah.
Really? Wow. Where did he go to school?
Why did they take the tight end from Penn State?
Penn State. That's what I'm shocked about.
Unless that one might be unless that's just maybe a fake pick, but no, Colston Loveland. Looks like that's going to be the pick for the Bears.
I'm very surprised by that.
Wow.
You asked me what I was doing. I'm sanding down Voldemort's wand.
That's so you posted it up. Wow, the Bears pick is in. Who's this? Colleen Wolf and Warren Rutledge. They didn't go with the commissioner anymore. I guess he's tired of getting booed. Or he's just like, fuck the Bears.
You know what I think of whenever I think of any commissioner of any sporting whatever, because the commissioner is always universally hated. I always think of Forgetting Sarah Marshall when he sings a song, everybody hates you, everybody wishes that you were dead. That's every commissioner in every sport. There's not one commissioner where everybody's like, I like that guy. No. If Goodell, Bettman, fucking
Manfred is awful.
Say again?
Manfred.
Everybody hates these people. They all suck.
No, but people like
they're
Adam
all doing their best to make the sport worse.
People like Adam Silver in the NBA.
Did he ruin the NBA?
I think he did, but people love him.
Wasn't Adam Silver like best friends with like some corrupt politician?
He was best friend. He was I think he was the assistant commissioner to Stern. And Stern was like the corrupt guy. So I'm sure he kept the corruption.
Likely that's how it goes. Like, you know, it's only that one guy, not the guy who's his best friend. They're squeaky clean.
Yeah, they're fine.
Oh, fuck out of here.
What are they doing? What is this? Is this stand-up? This is taking way too long. I'm not listening to what they're saying, but it's taking entirely way too long.
Schedule release. Like I give
we've been on since the draft started. It's an hour and 32 minutes in that we've been doing this, and they've only had pick 10.
How many? But the question is, how many picks did the team go on the clock, and immediately the pick was in?
Oh, 100. That's why you know.
At least 4, if not 5 people.
That's what
5 teams. It said the pick is in as soon as their name popped up.
Yeah.
So the board is falling the way that the teams want the board or expect the board to fall. That's what's happening right here. There's no Kevin Costners out there on draft day fucking everybody's board up. There's nobody trading for fucking David Putnam because they fucking feel like it.
Except for the Jags. Jags traded for
No. Okay. But that was because they were shopping the pick, not and I don't want David fucking Putney because I fucking feel like it. That's not happening right now.
Now they have Goodell come out. So what the hell was that all about before the 2 women?
And again, the trade is not it. It was somebody getting picked who should not have been picked. That's what fucked up draft day.
Mm-hmm.
Right? The first overall pick didn't go first overall, and that's what happened in draft day.
Mm.
My intrigue right now is whether or not the Jets and or the Giants trade back into the first round, because could there be a competition for Jackson Dart? Because from what I've heard in Jet circles, that Mongo McMichael passed away. That's right.
see.
Mongo McMichael. I saw that.
It really sounds like you're just doing your nails.
No, I'm sanding down this wand,
I know, but you're down here and you can't really see it. You just see like.
I gotta paint this and make it look like bone. So I printed out a stand. So Meredith and I, when we go to Universal, we collect the wands that work at Universal.
Yeah,
I don't know. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, the ones like the Harry Potter ones.
The Harry Potter ones that work at Universal, where you go up to like.
Oh yeah.
You go up to something and you wave it, and all of a sudden water shoots out of the fucking ceiling.
Yeah.
So I got one. So every year they do a year version. Like this is this year's wand, and you can only get it at the theme park. Like you can't. It's not anybody's wand. It's not Harry's wand. It's not Voldemort's wand. Whatever. It's just the wand for that year. So when we went to Japan just now, they had 3 wands for the year. We got one for me, one for her, and I had one from the last time I went to Universal Orlando.
Yeah.
So I printed out we just put together her library. Obviously, the Harry Potter books are in there. We put a stand in there that says Harry Potter and it holds wands. So I got to fill it up. So we have 3 wands in there we have 3 wands in there that work at Universal. She has Bellatrix Lestrange's wand as well, but it's a weird shape. It doesn't fit in the stand.
But does yours, the one you worked at, you bought at Universal, worked when you went to Universal in Japan?
Yes.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
All it is it's like an IR thing in the front, like your remote control. But it doesn't need batteries because it's like IR tape or something like that.
Okay.
So like when you point it at whatever you're pointing it at, there's a camera that sees an IR fucking light because the camera shoots out IR and it sees it reflected back at the camera and sees the pattern get done.
Gotcha.
So you could actually make one at home if you really wanted to.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. So yeah, as we said, Loveland got picked by the Bears.
I'm very surprised that they didn't pick the kid from
Penn State.
From Penn State. That's very real, like very. I'm not gonna say it's weird. It's not weird, but it's interesting.
Well, I guess sometimes these guys, like we said before, regional, like Michigan, Illinois is not that far from Michigan, right? I've
never seen that with a team like like the Bears. I usually see it with the Florida teams, Tampa Bay,
and
Jacksonville, and Miami. They love to pick players from that area.
Florida, yeah.
Well, if only for the name recognition. Like if I'm going to pick somebody, if I'm the Miami Dolphins and I select a player from the University of Miami, he already has fans that live in the area.
Gotcha.
Name recognition. The people are already
get seats. That's how you fill your seats.
Right. That's the name of the game. Getting people to go to the games, right? Yeah. So like same thing with Florida State. A lot of the Florida State players come from the Miami area. They all go to those Gable. I don't remember the name of the school. Something Gable High School, or Coral, whatever. They're all from Coral something, Florida, which is a suburb of Miami, which is like a terrible suburb of Miami, but a suburb nonetheless. So that kind of makes sense in that instance, like as far as like you getting somebody to go to your school or something like that. If they have name recognition already, like your boy's Italian, right? People want to go watch him play.
He helped them sell tickets. You're right.
Yeah, that was fucking retarded, but it got people to go to games. People like yourself went to the games to go see their fellow Paisan play badly.
Yeah. The Niners are taking defensive lineman Mikael Williams.
Maybe they trade
from Georgia.
This kid looks really boring as a human being.
Loveland?
Yeah.
He's at home too. You love that. You said you liked that the guys stay at home.
No, I'm just saying he looks very boring as a human. Like he doesn't look
to be honest with you, he looks a little small for a tight end.
Thin. Not short, thin.
Yeah.
He's not Jeremy Shockey beefy.
No.
He kind of reminds me of Waller.
Waller. I think Waller looks a little bigger than him, though.
As far as his physique is concerned, or like a Kellen Winslow.
He's a new age tight end. He's like the wide receiver, basically.
H-back.
Yeah. Mikael Williams will be going from Georgia to San Francisco, going across the country and joining the 49ers. Good pick. Get to work on that defense again for Niners.
Yeah, they took so H-backs used to be a little bit bulkier, like fullbacks, and somehow H-backs became tight ends.
Yeah. Now tight ends are just becoming wide receivers. So, I mean, so far the draft hasn't been anything crazy. It has been
other than the one trade, which
but it didn't change.
It didn't change the number,
the order
that players were going to get drafted at.
Yeah, I think
all the players seem to have to fall in at the appropriate space, except for Shedeur Sanders. But I don't think anybody had him getting picked by anybody in the top 10.
Yeah, I don't think so. I think a lot of people thought he was going to drop. I know people were talking about like, oh, he's going to go to the Giants. He's going to go to, people wanted the number 1 pick. They were saying, Titans, saying Browns, and now it's just I really think he's going to drop to 21 to Pittsburgh, and that's is the payment, the salary is based upon where your pick still or now? Is that it is, right? Yeah.
Because they didn't want people sitting there saying, don't draft me. I won't play for you unless you pay me X amount of money.
You can't do that anymore. And the crazy thing about that tight end, think about it, for the Bears, he's at the top 10. Like, he's going to get paid. He probably did not expect to be in the top 10. Right?
I mean, yeah, you're right. We'll see where that ends up.
We didn't think he was going to be.
I did not. I thought the kid from Penn State was going to go.
If they're going to pick a tight end, if it
was going to be the first tight end in the draft, I thought it was going to be the kid from Penn State. I could safely say I don't think the Niners are going to pick the kid from Penn State. They've got George Kittle.
Yeah, and it's going to be Mikael Williams. They're showing Shedeur. He's in the green room. That's the most embarrassing thing. Look at this.
You're in the green room and nobody wants you?
The current starter quarterbacks, they all have one. They're showing on ESPN. This is what I just went over. How he's going to drop to 21 to Pittsburgh.
Yeah.
This is exactly what we spoke about 20 minutes ago. Thanks, ESPN. We've already discussed this. How I went through the whole thing. If he wasn't picked by the Saints, that he was dropping to 21.
And I would love to see Steelers be like, no, he's not worth it. We're not picking him.
Imagine.
And they go, we're going to go offensive line instead.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know what they do at quarterback.
They don't have anyone at quarterback. Like they need. I mean,
at that point, you're going to Aaron Rodgers and you're begging him.
Yeah.
Or maybe Aaron Rodgers goes, hey, listen, I'm going to go with you guys, but let's see how the draft goes first.
Maybe.
I could see that being a possibility too. That Aaron Rodgers sat there and said, like, hey, listen, I'll sign with you guys, but I want to see how your draft goes first, and then I'll make a determination on whether or not I can make this work.
Yeah. Now the thing is, do you think the Dallas Cowboys pass on Shedeur? Because that's the wrinkle that would happen here.
Absolutely. Why would you not? Why like, even if you're Jerry Jones and you're that deluded, why would you sign Shedeur Sanders if you're the Dallas Cowboys when you're already paying so much money to Dak Prescott?
But that's something he would do. He'd be like, that's Deion's kid.
But here's the deal. Like, the problem is, really, this kid?
They still have not picked. We announced the 49ers pick like 10 minutes ago. They still not selected.
I was surprised the Marine Corps let
don't
this
see how they
go on TV.
I think it'd be crazy if they drafted him, unless they're going to trade Dak at that point.
One time I was watching the Super Bowl and I saw my friend stationed in Afghanistan during the Super Bowl.
Oh, he was on the
she.
Oh, she?
Yeah.
She was in like the World show.
Master Sergeant Doria Myers was on ABC. I want to say it was ABC back then for the Super Bowl like 10 years ago. She was in Afghanistan. And I was like, oh shit, it's Doria.
Someone's saying they go offensive guard. I mean, it would be a better move for them if they pick an offensive lineman. Their offensive line was not that great last year. Offensive guard from Alabama, Tyler Booker. I mean, I don't see how they would. I honestly, if they went to Shedeur Sanders, I think it'd be wild. The Cowboys.
You know what? They need offensive line. Why has their quarterback been injured?
Yeah, and then you're paying how much money Dak Prescott? You're gonna then draft a young quarterback and then still have no offensive line protection. That just doesn't make sense whatsoever.
It's not a good look. It just.
And what are you going to do
to make perspective? And it sounds stupid and it's corny and it's something that everybody says. you build from the inside out. Having a great quarterback means nothing when there's nobody to block for his ass.
Yeah.
That's how you end up with a Cap Rooney going down and Willie Beeman being your quarterback.
Yeah.
Which causes havoc in real life. In a movie, it's great, but in real life, it's a problem.
Yep.
So, like, I mean, if you're Dallas, which by the way, Dallas seems to be the only team that doesn't know what the fuck they're doing when they get on the clock. Their pick is in finally. We'll see what Dallas does with that pick. They were the only team that didn't fucking pick within 4 seconds of fucking being on the clock.
Yeah.
So they clearly didn't know what they were doing, because I don't think has been a surprise to this point, unless Jerry Jones is so fucking stupid that he actually thought that Shedeur Sanders was going to go in the first 10 picks.
Yeah.
I'm wary of these Georgia defensive line players. Ever since the SEC, like in general, whenever they're super hyped up, I'm like kind of like wary of it, because I always think of Jadeveon Clowney.
Yeah.
Jadeveon Clowney had like one tackle at South Carolina, and everybody sat there and was like, he's going to be the greatest defensive tackle or defensive end in the world. And his career has been very middling. I mean, overall.
For Jadeveon Clowney, right?
Yeah, Jadeveon Clowney. And again, I know he didn't go to Georgia. He went to South Carolina. But again, the SEC, like, everybody sucks off the SEC, especially ESPN, right? The ESECPN. They're the ones hyping these SEC guys up all the friggin' time. And
they took Tyler Booker. Which makes sense to the team. You're building a team. You can't think about, you know what they're
gonna look for that. They're looking for there you go, Tyler. You're right, Tyler Booker. They're looking for that left tackle that they lost.
Not the one from
Tyron Smith. Tyron Smith,
the one with the Jets.
Yeah, he left. He went to the Jets. He didn't play well there. But the long and short of it is that they're looking for that replacement. They need that replacement.
Well, this guy's a guard.
Well, I'm just saying is they need those replacements.
They need
anchors on their offensive line.
Oh yeah,
for the duration. They have their tackles all set, but your team is built from the inside out.
Someone thinks Steelers going to trade up. Someone tweeted at us, because I tweeted out that he might fall to 21, and they said that the Bills will trade with the Steelers.
Oh, to move up?
I guess so. The Bills are behind
Sanders.
Why would the Bills trade up unless they want to get someone? Jalen Walker is still there from Georgia, which is crazy. Dolphins on the clock. ESPN saying best fit would be Harmon from Oregon, DT. But, I mean, Jalen Walker is available. Why would you not take him at this point? You know?
Well, it depends on what you're trying to do as a team, right? Like,
I mean, they got to build a defense, too. You can't just
well, I mean, that's also a strategy, right? Have such a fucking a lights out offense that you don't need to have a good defense.
Yeah, it's true.
I'm not saying that strategy works all the time. I'm just saying it is a strategy. And honestly, if you think about it, right?
Yeah.
The NFL is one of those, it's like sports in general. I won't say the NFL. The sports in general is an enterprise by which when you do weird shit, you're either completely wrong or you're the innovator that has changed the way the game is played for the next 10 years. I'll give an example. In the early 2000s, we saw the emergence of 3-4 defenses. 3 down linemen, 4 outside linebackers. Linebackers got very small. And you saw teams, because the Steelers were so successful with that, and the Seahawks were very successful as well with their Legion of Boom, with big, tall safeties and a 3-4 defense. They were like that. Everybody kind of moved into that, right? But that was not a thing in the 90s. Everybody had a 4-3 from like the 80s until like 2003, where you had 4 down linemen. But then you also have things like in the 80s where you had your nickel, your 46 defense through the Bears and whatnot, which is also it's a 5 DB package. So like you're looking at it as a coach, you're gonna go. It's almost like that scene in Remember the Titans, where the teams are playing in the shotgun, and he's like, "Who the fuck do they think they are? The New York Jets?" Or like that scene in Varsity Blues where they have the oop-de-oop formation. He's like 5 wide receivers. That's crazy. Think about it now. 5 wide receivers in like 2000 or 99 when Varsity Blues came out was crazy. And it was called an oop-de-oop. And Mississippi Valley was running it. 5 wide receivers is called the spread offense. And everybody runs that shit now.
Yeah.
Right? You have 4 wide receivers and a running back all lined up to catch a pass. They call that a spread offense right now.
Yeah. So they're saying, a lot of people saying Miami might go Warren, the tight end from Penn State. And then you also have them saying that Jalen Walker. I think Jalen Walker makes sense. I think it depends on what they're trying to do as a team. They try to bolster their offense.
I think Warren makes sense, if only because they lost what's his name a few years ago to the Bears.
Well, they also lost Gesicki. I think Gesicki's with the Bengals, too. He used to be there, too.
Right. So they lost Gesicki. And who's the other kid they lost to the Bears? I can't remember what his name was. I feel like he had a weird name.
Knicks are up 8 with 7 minutes left in the fourth.
I mean, talk to me when there's 30 seconds left in the fourth.
I know. That's what I'm, waiting for, just to shoot it in, the last, 3 minutes. Oh, come on. This is the shit they're talking about, the Knicks. They cannot get anything no offensive rebounds. They give so many second chance opportunities. Detroit, it's infuriating. I'm going to go back to the draft, see what they got. That's a commercial. All right, great.
I'm trying to remember who the Dolphins used. They used to have Gesicki and somebody else that were very good.
I cannot remember. I'm trying to think who they had as the other tight end. That was really good.
He left. Shit. I want to say it was 2 or 3 years ago, and he left. He's someplace else now. They also have Jonnu Smith. But
Smith is there.
Point is that they need people who can block because they have a hard time keeping their quarterback from being concussed.
It's the way you say it.
I'm not trying to make fun of it.
But a lot of those times are stupid hits by him, though. It's not even, you know what I mean?
I don't think they're stupid hits. I don't think that they're stupid hits by him.
When he's running, dives face forward.
No, but he doesn't get concussions from that. He gets concussions. I would say this. He gets concussions because his neck is not strong enough. And when he falls on his back or his butt, his head slips back and he hits the back of his head on the
keeping his head tucked in.
So he needs to learn from a boxer, get that little ball that boxers put under their chin so he can learn to keep his chin down. Because I am not making fun of him by any measure. I pray for his safety. I don't want the few times that he's been concussed and to see his body lose function is terrifying. Absolutely terrifying. I have been concussed a few times in my life, at least twice that I can remember. 3 times that I can remember. Wow, shit. One time as a child, I was probably 12 or 13. I have a tree next to my house that grows crab apples, and a friend threw a crab apple at me. We were pegging each other with crab apples. It hit me in my eye and it rattled my brain. I had a concussion. I was supposed to go to a graduation party that day.
Yeah,
that shit didn't happen. I just laid down and closed my eyes because my brain rattled so hard. I felt nauseous for about 24 hours. The second time I got a concussion, I was playing baseball. I was playing catcher at the time. A little flare got hit to the left side between me, my pitcher, and I. I called it. My pitcher didn't come off. I slid so that I wouldn't rail my pitcher wearing full catcher's gear. But I threw my mask off, and his knee hit me right in the side of my head and my temple. The sky was freaking. I literally saw stars. The sky was purple. The world looked like a negative. I don't know if anybody knows what a negative is anymore, but a negative picture where everything looks purple and the sky looked dark. I had my balance was bad. I couldn't feel my hands because I couldn't get my batting gloves on. I couldn't feel the bottle of Powerade that I was trying to open. So I'm holding the bottle in one hand and I'm trying to twist the cap open. And I'm like, this is taking forever. And I look down and I'm not touching the cap because I can't feel my hands because this kid racked me in the side of the head that hard. And then the third time I got a concussion was this. I mean, you can't really see it anymore, but I have a scar right here. And when I was in basic training, I slipped off my top rack and I cracked my head on the floor hard enough that I split my face open. And that was the last concussion I got.
Oh, so this is actually one of the picks we did not get right. This is one of the things that we were saying. I think I don't know. This was even ESPN didn't even say this was best available. They picked Kenneth Grant. So they didn't go Jalen Walker. They didn't go the tight end. Kenneth Grant, was that who the DT that was said before?
The DT from Michigan. Kenneth Grant.
Yeah, this is it. This is him, right? That was the best fit that ESPN had. Yeah, this was him. Yeah.
His high school looked like his high school was in Tottenville. He went to Merrillville High School, and they're the Pirates, and they wear purple.
Oh, just like
very close to Tottenville Pirates, and they wear purple.
Yeah, that's funny.
It's interesting.
Yeah,
I'm surprised they didn't go Tyler Warren. He's a strong blocker.
Yeah,
and obviously he's an option to receive a pass as a tight end.
Tyler Warren going to go to the Colts, and they're going to make it like the next Dallas Clark. He wears 44.
Who's the Colts quarterback right now?
Anthony Richards and
Daniel
Jesus
Jones. Christ. They might draft Shedeur Sanders.
No, they just signed Daniel Jones.
Anthony Richardson is a terrible. Here's my problem. Anthony Richardson, he wasn't good in college, folks. I do not understand Anthony Richardson as a quarterback in the NFL. He wasn't good as a college quarterback. And everybody sat there and they're like, but he has so many skills. So fucking what? Usain Bolt is the fastest man in the world. He can't play running back.
He's a good fantasy quarterback.
That's it. And who gives a fuck? Fantasy is not real life. That's why it's called fantasy. The only place in the world where fantasy fucking points actually matter is Major League Baseball, because that's what they're doing in Major League Baseball right now. They're getting all these fantasy fucking losers to play baseball. That's why baseball is unwatchable now. Because in fantasy, OPS and WAR are a big deal. In fucking real life, they're fucking garbage fucking stats.
Yeah.
I take it back. OPS is not a garbage stat. OPS plus is a garbage stat. Anytime you see a plus in a stat, it's fucking fake. That plus means that they made that shit up.
So that guy, the guy, kid, whatever, he sent me, he was tweeting at us because I talked about Sanders falling to 21. He said that he believes the Bills, not that he's any expert, but this is his opinion, which I like that, fans giving their opinions. His opinion is that they're going to trade into the Steelers slot and then take Will Johnson from Michigan, which is the DB, which is very likely. That's possible. I think that's very plausible.
So I guess the question.
Oh, they're moving the picks a little faster now. Tyler Warren was just selected, as we said. I told you, Tyler Warren, the next Dallas Clark.
It's still not going to make Anthony Richardson any better.
No, but
Anthony Richardson is not a good quarterback, folks. I don't give a fuck. If you can't throw 150 yards in the NFL, you're not a good fucking quarterback, especially when it's this time of generation where the league is predicated on throwing the football.
Yeah.
You know what I hate? When they show the fans and they pick the guy that you didn't want, and the fans, the look on their face is just like, yeah. And you're like, they're not that excited about it because it's not the guy they wanted.
The funny thing is, if like Warren was there for the Bears, they drafted a tight end. So
I don't understand that. And again, listen, they could be right. I don't know.
He could,
based on the guy they picked to play their quarterback, I would say they're probably not right.
But I think it's something we'll have to watch, because that's like the Bears pick a tight end.
It'll be the Dan Marino.
Yeah,
who the Jets picked that year? What's his face? Ken O'Brien.
Yeah. That's funny.
I know where the fucking Jets ended up with that one.
All right, so who's the next to the clock? Atlanta Falcons. Let's see what the Atlanta Falcons are projected to do here. Let's see what ESPN thinks. Jalen Walker, obviously still the best available. Best fit. ESPN did not put up the best fit yet. Adam Schefter, breaking news. You ready for this?
Who got arrested?
No. The NFL schedule will be released on May 14th.
I already saw that. Those two broads in the beginning said that shit.
Oh, was it?
We had to wait 20 minutes. We had to wait 20 minutes to get the fucking pick because they fucking announced it in the middle of the draft.
That's funny.
Like it matters. I couldn't give a shit less. Like what the fucking. I really could not care less what the fucking schedule looks like.
Oh no, we weren't right. We weren't right. Kenneth Grant was not on the pick. We said D. Harmon from Oregon was going to go.
I didn't say that.
Fit. Was that?
I didn't say that at all.
I didn't. I said that. You said Kenneth Grant?
I when they picked him, I said Kenneth Grant was the pick.
No, I'm saying you when we were talking about projecting that pick for.
I didn't project any picks. That's not my cup of tea.
I know, but we were just talking.
The only pick I projected was Armand Membu by the Jets because that's the only team I follow.
Yeah. Well, we got here. Harmon's back is the best fit for the Falcons, which kind of makes sense. I guess they can work on the defense after, they have Michael Penix. They have to trade out. They have to trade, Kirk Cousins. Waste of a contract that was.
I mean, do we really sit here and think that Michael Penix is better than Kirk Cousins?
He won more games last year. Not more games, but he won towards the end of the year.
Daniel Jones did the same fucking shit. He sucks too.
I mean, Tommy DeVito won
Mike White won
games and cost.
It's like any Sunday you can win or you can lose. Can you win or lose like a man?
Danny DeVito is not.
Danny DeVito does commercials for Jersey Mike's.
Tommy DeVito.
There you go.
Plays quarterback. I'm talking about. He's the reason why the Giants couldn't get Jaden Daniels because he won those couple games. Fucking. Now we hate.
I just want you to know they weren't going to draft Jaden Daniels anyway.
Because of why? It's just sick.
He's a little too Michael Vick for them.
Oh,
he's also a little too Donovan McNabb and a little too Warren Moon for the Giants.
Jalen Walker.
They're trying to clean up their fucking image now by signing Jameis Winston. And I think what they're hoping I think what they're hoping is that they play so badly that nobody ever asks for a black quarterback again. Like what TJ was talking about before with Kelsey Whitmore.
With the girl.
Yeah, like there's going to be a girl that could actually play baseball, but because this girl who couldn't play baseball got an opportunity that she didn't deserve, the girl who does deserve it won't get it. I think that's what the Maras are hoping for right now. They're just like, because you know what? You could have signed Jameis Winston a few years ago when he was probably better off.
Who do we? I mean, this is funny. I'm trying to find out, like, through Twitter. Like, this is basically how I've been researching the picks, just going through, see what people are picking. There are so many joke picks at the Falcons. Like, no one wants to be serious about who they're going to take. Jalen Walker would be a good one, I think, for them, but I don't think that's happening.
Stop saying Jalen Walker, all right? He's going to fall into the second round.
Yeah, he is, apparently, but they're saying he's the best available in the draft right now.
They say that every year. I don't give a fuck what fucking ESPN says about who the fucking best available anything is.
Yeah, I have no idea who they're going to take. I know, it looks like it's going to be Jalen Walker.
To the Falcons?
Yeah. Georgia outside. Linebacker.
What kind of defense do the fucking Falcons run?
I don't even know.
Because that dude is 6'2", under 250. If they run anything other than a 3-4,
yeah,
and he's their edge, he's listed as an edge. He's not listed as a defensive end. So they must run a 3-4, and he's an outside linebacker, putting his hand in the ground. Because he is skinny.
Yeah.
You know, like 6'2", 245, he's not big. Not by defensive line standards.
No.
Especially not to run a 4-3. You know, like you have to be a little bit bigger than that. Yeah. Like I'll give an example. Brian Burns is 6'5".
Yeah.
250.
Yeah.
So he's not heavy, but he's fucking tall. And I'm not saying 6'2" is not tall. I'm just saying it's not tall for defensive line.
I don't think the Falcons know what to do. Because usually, they're going down. It's like there's 45 seconds left on the app, but I'm probably on the TV. It's a little delayed. Like the pick is not in yet. Like usually the pick would, like the clock's counting, and so
maybe they're thinking about trying to trade out.
That's what I think. I think they're trying to make a move. Let's see if they will. How much does it stock to be Shador right now? How much? I don't think it's that much, but it does stink to like see your stock just drop in front of you.
Listen, in the words of Kevin Garnett, anything is possible.
Yeah, Falcons are definitely fielding calls. It's just 32 seconds left. There's still no pick.
There's 5 seconds left.
Oh, the pick is now in actually on the app. Here it is. It's funny. I'm watching the TV, which is
it hit 0 on my app. It hit 0, and then it said the pick.
Yeah, and then it's the pick is in. So did mine. Yeah.
Wow. I mean, it could be a trade.
It could be last minute. It's been a pretty good draft.
I would like to see the Jets pick up Jalen Milroe.
Yeah,
and let him sit the bench. Watch Justin Fields look terrible. Learn what not to do as a quarterback from somebody who's not a good quarterback, and then be like, I could play better than that guy.
Yeah, this is shaping up to be a good draft night. I mean, so far it's been.
Actually, I take it back. The Jets are going to end up picking a quarterback in the draft next year. That's what's going to happen.
You know what we talk about next between these next two picks? The next couple picks. Did you watch WrestleMania?
I did watch WrestleMania.
I didn't think it was. I think it was a lot on the woman.
Absolutely. Wrestling overall. You know, here it is.
The Raw was better. Raw. The Raw.
It wasn't, and I'm going to tell you why. I'm going to get there.
It was better.
The pick is in. I'm waiting for them to come out and announce the damn thing.
You have to wait. Commissioner's got to walk like 20,000 feet to get there.
They got to put one more commercial out. They didn't already have fucking 10 minutes to do it.
I know. Surprised no trades. More trades this year. I guess there's not really.
Only one trade so far.
Yeah.
Right. Only
a little shock. It was a little shocking, but I guess
I'm not gonna lie. I'm fucking hungry. I didn't eat dinner because I was like, I'm not hungry either. I'm hungry now. I want a snack. I want fucking.
I was gonna say we probably should wrap this up around hour 2.
Yeah,
I enjoy talking to you and talking football and making picks, and
I'll be watching, but I'm gonna be eating something at the same time.
Yeah, I'm gonna be watching too, but I gotta eat.
We'll be tweeting about it.
Yeah, I'll tweet about it. I gotta finish some work.
But
I think Jalen Walker's be picked. Yeah. Yep. Jalen Walker finally went. Told you.
At that point, though, again, I think it's the Falcons didn't know what to do, and they said we're going to pick the kid that plays down the road.
Yeah, I think so too. I think that's what happened because they were definitely shopping that pick, trying to get somebody to take him because they figured someone needed a linebacker. Nobody wanted to bite on what they were offering for it. Probably, I guarantee people checked in. Now we have the Cardinals on the clock. Will Johnson's available. This is the kid from the Bills, the Bills fan that was tweeted at us. I mean, Will Johnson's best available. I mean, if the Bills really want him, then I think you have to do something now. I guess it depends on what the Cardinals are at, what the Cardinals really need.
So Jalen Walker gets to stay in the state of Georgia, moving from the University of Georgia down the road to the Atlanta Falcons.
And he's playing their stadium plenty of times too. The national championships and stuff are always in. Or the SEC championship, I'm sorry, is always in the Georgia Dome. So not the Georgia Dome. I can't remember what it's called. The Georgia Dome. It's not the Georgia Dome anymore.
Yeah, it should be the Mercedes Dome or whatever it's called.
Mercedes-Benz Stadium.
Yeah.
I
could have sworn the Superdome was called the same fucking thing.
In New Orleans.
Yeah, wasn't it the Mercedes-Benz Superdome at one point?
I think it was a Mercedes-Benz Superdome.
Yeah, so like I didn't, and again, this is why I hate the concept of giving these fucking these businesses naming rights. I just think what's the odds that now the next thing is like the Maxi Tampon Stadium?
Yeah.
I didn't think it's so fucking dumb. You know, I have thought it was dumb since Enron Field.
Enron Field is a bad one.
Enron Field, and then it's called Enron Field. Ooh, it sounds cool. And then Enron went under for fucking insider trading. And it was like the most fucking embarrassing thing in the history of mankind. Pac Bell Park. And like the Giant Stadium has had 5 different names in the last 25 years. That's pathetic.
Yeah.
Right? It was Pac Bell Park. It was Pepsi Park. It was AT&T Park.
AT&T.
It's had a few different. Oracle Stadium. I think it's Oracle now. I think.
It is. Oracle was one of them. Yeah.
So that stadium, since it was built in 2000 it's been Pac Bell Park, SBC Park, AT&T Park, and now Oracle. In 25 years, it's had 4 fucking names. You know what would have been a great name? Bay Stadium, or San Francisco Bay Stadium, Giants Stadium, Willie Mays Stadium. Those would have been great names.
They don't do that anymore. That used to be the way it was. They just give it a name, and that was it. But now, because
God bless the Yankees,
make more money.
God bless the Yankees. It's still called Yankee Stadium. Like when the Mets named Citi Field, when the Mets named Citi Field, initially, I think Citi was going under at the time, and I think the government bailed them out because Citibank was going bankrupt.
Yeah.
Like the following year after they named Citi Field, they were like going bankrupt. But I digress. WrestleMania. I watched 2 nights of WrestleMania. I'm gonna be honest with you. Call me misogynistic, whatever. I don't care about women wrestling. I really don't. I mean, I'm. You know what the problem with wrestling is in 2025? I already saw the Attitude Era, and these kids don't shock me. There's nothing that I'm watching in wrestling where I'm just like, wow, that was incredible. There is nothing. When you've seen Mankind get thrown off a Hell in a Cell through a table where you're legitimately sitting there going, oh my God, I think he died.
He died, yeah.
You know, there's no kayfabe anymore. So you realize that everything is part of the show. Everything. And if anything ever happens that's not part of the show and it's bad enough, they'll stop the show. Because when I was a kid, they didn't stop the show. Owen Hart died, the show went on.
Yeah.
But today, that would never happen. So, like, what are they going to do? The most shocking thing that happened at WrestleMania was Steve Austin crashing into the barricade.
Yeah. Will Johnson, Michigan, going to Arizona. That's going to be the pick. Good pick. It's a good pick. I mean, that's best available. Boosts the defense. You don't need Shedeur Sanders. He's going to drop. He's going to keep dropping. I told you, his stock is dropping steadily. Listen, I actually like some of the personalities of the women are pretty good. Like Rhea Ripley. I think Rhea Ripley's awesome.
I like Rhea Ripley. She's a China type.
Yeah.
She's a type. But again, when you watch the women's matches, there are so many miscues, and they're not botches. They're just missed spots.
Yeah, yeah.
And you're just like, really?
Oh, Becky Lynch.
Becky Lynch is extremely underwhelming. There's nothing that I like about her.
I like Becky. I like her personality.
I hate her whole fucking gimmick. I'm the man. The stupidest shit in the world.
I don't like that. I think that's stupid. You're right. I agree with you.
And every wrestling fan will be like, oh, you don't get it. No, I do get it. She had a feud with Charlotte, and Charlotte's father used to say, to be the man, you got to beat the man. And she'd be like, I'm the man because you got to beat me. Guess what? Ric Flair sucked dick too. All right. We're going to find out that Ric Flair was Kanye the entire time. Sucking dick. All right. I don't like Ric Flair. Ric Flair was an old man when I was a young man. Okay.
Yeah.
All he did was steal the spotlight from younger, more deserving wrestlers. That's all he fucking did for the majority of his career after 1992.
Yeah, pretty much.
Like when I was a kid and NWO was cool, and I'm not saying the guys in NWO were young. Hogan was not young. Even Hall and Nash were not young, but at least they carried themselves to a younger audience while Ric Flair was still dressing like my dad with a fucking suit to come to the ring with fucking shoulder pads out to here.
I don't know. Will Johnson did not go to the Cardinals. Walter Nolan.
Wow.
I thought it was Will Johnson. DT from Ole Miss.
That's interesting.
Damn.
But so here's my problem with WrestleMania overall. Wrestling overall, because you said the Raw after WrestleMania was better. There were better spots, but there were still only 3 fucking matches for a 3-hour show.
Yeah, you're right.
How is that possible? 3 matches for a 3-hour show?
I know. I don't really watch Raw because it is 3 hours. I try to on Netflix.
There's too much wrestling going on. Absolutely correct. Yes. There's too much.
Fast forward a lot. I thought Roman Scott's the RKO spot was cool when
but that was the first 10 minutes of the show.
I know.
And it wasn't even a match. It was a spot. That's all.
Yeah, it was.
So like if you're talking about Raw, right? It was Cena comes out, he calls himself the greatest of all time, and there's nobody left in wrestling to fucking do anything with him. And Randy Orton comes out and fucking RKOs him. Surprisingly, right? Then you've got the Valkyria and Lynch lose to Rodriguez and Morgan. Who gives a fuck? It's a popcorn match.
Mm-hmm.
New Day comes out. Rusev interrupts the match. So that's not a match. That shit doesn't count.
Yeah.
All right. So far, you've had one match. All right. Io Sky and Stephanie Vaquer. Again, who the fuck cares? A popcorn match. And again, Julia shows up, attacks Vaquer, and Roxanne Perez comes out. It's a disqualification. Again, that's not a match. They interrupted. Jey Uso comes out. Another fucking Nepo baby comes out.
Yeah, but I also don't get, like, it used to be like with he's the heavyweight champion, and so is what's the name's undisputed champion. That was the difference between them. But they're essentially like heavyweight championships. Like,
I will tell you right now.
It used to be like SmackDown had one and then Raw had one. What happened?
I will tell you this right now, and this is how it goes. That belt that Jey Uso carries doesn't mean a fucking thing. You know how I know it doesn't mean a fucking thing? Because 2 WrestleManias in a row, it has opened WrestleMania. When I was a fucking kid, the European or lightweight champion opened WrestleMania.
Yeah.
The heavyweight champion was the last match of
Yeah.
the night. You didn't have a triple threat match that means nothing be the last match of the night. But now he's the fucking number one contender. In what world is the number one contender more important than the heavyweight champion?
None. That's why I didn't get it. I was like, the main event on Saturday is Roman Reigns, Seth Rollins, CM Punk, which is like, yeah, it's cool. It's a star-studded
With
match.
nothing on the line but number one contender.
Yeah, number one contender.
For what belt? I imagine the Universal Championship. But in the
Jay has.
No, that's not the one that Jay has. That's the one that Cena has.
I thought Cena's is Universal Undisputed the same thing?
Well, he's the undisputed champion.
Yeah.
Jay's the heavyweight champion. What's the difference? They sold more belts. That's all that the difference is.
Yeah.
Having 2 belts is fucking stupid. It's always been stupid, all right? The only way that was going to make sense was if Raw and SmackDown were exclusively separate and had separate pay-per-views. And the storylines were not going to mix at WrestleMania. You want to have 2 nights of WrestleMania? Fine. The heavyweight championship of the world and the fucking undisputed championship of the world, which again is clearly disputed because there's another heavyweight in the fucking company. Clearly disputed. Stupidest shit in the world. I don't know what they were thinking, separating the belts after they'd already merged the belts. The dumbest shit in the world.
But like thing is too, like I get like if they were like, all right, you're going to be this champion for Raw. And you'll be the champion for SmackDown. Then
the names alone are fucking dumb. One's the world heavyweight champion, and the other one's the undisputed champion. Clearly, the undisputed champion is disputed because there's somebody in the same weight class that has a fucking belt.
Not of the world. Of the world.
Undisputed. Undisputed what? It's clearly disputed. I'm disputing it right fucking now. If John Cena is the undisputed champion, then what the fuck does that make Jey Uso?
Yeah.
Jey Uso didn't deserve a belt in the first place. He's a fucking Nepo baby.
Quick break. Shamar Stewart from Texas A&M. Looks like he's going to the Bengals.
I really thought you were talking about the guy from SWAT. Shamar Moore.
Shamar Moore. And then I realized some guy just keeps tweeting out the Will Johnson's going to every pick. Someone else said it again now. They said Will Johnson's going.
So again,
and so many more people are saying Shamar Stewart, Shamar Moore. Now I'm going to say Shamar Moore.
We're talking about WrestleMania, right? I don't like the whole 2-night thing, especially when you're only going to do 4 matches or 5 matches per night.
All right, so the Nick game is 0.5 seconds left. Knicks are on the line, up 2. Jalen Brunson's at the line.
Jalen Brunson better knock in those 2 fucking.
We forgot to go back to the Knicks. He just threw it off the backboard. Game over. Knicks win. Game 3 belongs to the Knicks. Series is now in favor of New York. What happened? What are they calling now? No, wait. The refs are gathering. What is going on here? This is some BS going to happen.
New York against everyone.
I think they should probably say lane violation against Detroit, if anyone.
Oh, somebody stepped off the line before he threw the ball?
I think Detroit did, and now they're going to give. Which is always so annoying because it's literally like no time left. Now, like, they're going to be like, Knicks get 1 free throw. They're up 2. Why do they have to have 1 free throw? Like, you have to shoot it.
Just end the fucking game.
Oh, yeah, he's totally in the lane. I'm going to say no shot. So go back to 0.5? But isn't a lane violation if you get the ball back and a shot? I feel like some BS is going on right
I think
now.
the refs are asking the same question.
Yeah, they don't know what to do.
So WrestleMania. So here's the fucking.
Oh,
the
so what they're
result.
saying is that the red light went off. Sorry, I need to go back. The red light went off as he missed it intentionally before anyone touched the ball. So the clock ran before, but it's stupid because like now the ball comes down and the Detroit catches it. Like, why is that? It should just end the game. Why would you put more money, put more time on the clock? It should just end the game. This is the weirdest ending.
And they're winning the game without Hartenstein or DiVincenzo.
Well, unless they get fucked here.
Much to the chagrin of Rook.
No, the Knicks will win. If the Knicks win game 3, I'll be happy.
Much to the chagrin because there's nobody on the court to represent Rook. This is why Rook loved college basketball in the early 2000s. Because the only place you could see white people play basketball.
I still love college basketball, but
I like it. JJ Redick is still Rook's hero to this day. Greatest basketball player who ever lived.
Yeah, they're literally giving the ball to Detroit because the clock. How is that?
Is there a shot clock on the foul line?
No. So that he shot the ball, hit off the rim.
The clock starts.
The clock's supposed to start. He just threw it out of bounds, and now it's New York's ball. But so he throws it off the rim. When it's a free throw, the time doesn't start again until someone touches it. So because when he threw off the rim, the clock, the backboard went red. The time went before anyone touched it. So instead of just
because it's a half a fucking second, you do that fucking math. How quickly can somebody touch the ball with a half second left on the fucking? You can't even shoot a ball in a half a second.
You can't. And now they just threw the ball away out of bounds. Now it's 0.5. Knicks basically inbound the ball.
Only in basketball.
Yeah, he inbounded the ball completely out of bounds. So that means Knicks get the ball with 0.5 seconds left. They just inbound it. Even if they don't inbound it, there's literally no chance for someone to steal the ball and shoot at the same time in 0.5 seconds. What are we reviewing here? He threw the ball over the guy's head.
They're getting more money.
This is why the NBA sucks.
They're getting more money.
I don't even get how
because you're watching right now, so they're making money off of every second that you're still watching.
I'm going back to NFL draft.
So WrestleMania. Here are the results, right?
But who did the Bengals take? Bengals took
Shamar Stewart.
Oh, we said that. Yeah.
So the first match of WrestleMania is the World Heavyweight Championship match, which is pathetic. Jey Uso defeated Gunther in a terrible match that was completely uninteresting and boring as all hell. I don't care for Gunther because it was shocking to me that they made a Nazi the World Heavyweight Champion. And people will be like, he's not a Nazi. I'm like, really? He shows up. He calls himself the Ring General. He's Austrian. And like, he's not German. He's Austrian. I'm like, Hitler wasn't German either. He was Austrian. Just throwing that out there. His old name was, in fact, named after a Nazi U-boat commander when he was Walter. And on top of that, he comes out with a Nazi trench coat. Like, and you're like, he's not a Nazi. He's got a lot of Nazi characteristics for a guy who's not a Nazi. I'm just saying. All he needs to do
he's got the accent.
All he's got to start doing is Zeke Highland and goose stepping on his way down the fucking ramp, and he's full-fledged SS. But that match sucked. It wasn't impressive at all. World Tag Team match. The New Day defeats the War Raiders. Again, a fucking shit match. Jade Cargill versus Naomi. That was actually an interesting match. They got gassed, though. You watch the match. They are exhausted. There's a lot of missed spots. But again, they burned themselves out in the first 3 minutes of the match. So the match is 15 minutes. The first 3 minutes, you're huffing and puffing. Everything after that point will be sloppy. And Jade Cargill is, while athletically talented, she's not that great of a wrestler. Not yet. United States Championship match. Everybody knew that The Rock's cousin was going to win because that's what The Rock does. Jacob Fatu defeats LA Knight and is the new U.S. champion.
Yeah.
Anybody who didn't know that is in denial. The Rock is going to make sure that his cousins are going to fucking win. Just so everybody's tracking, he's not actually related to that family. Their grandfathers were best friends. They're not actually related. It would be like, it's like Rook's kids calling me uncle. I'm not factually their uncle,
which they do.
We're not genetically related. Same thing with the Rock's family. He is not genetically related to anybody named NOI. Matter of fact, to be truthful, he's not genetically related to his own grandfather because his grandfather adopted the Rock's mother, who was born of a previous marriage.
This guy's
his grandmother had.
He's ripping apart the
entire NOI family. Listen, when somebody in that family, other than The Rock, gets a different fucking moveset, I'll start giving them credit. Right now, there's like 12 of them, and they all use the same fucking 3 moves, and it's pathetically sad.
Yeah, and the funny thing is too,
Seattle Seahawks select Gray Zabel, guard, North Dakota State.
Yeah, I was trying to figure out. I couldn't pinpoint where they were going with it. I kept
Tampa Bay is on the clock.
I couldn't figure it out. But yeah, the whole thing, like the Usos too, like that's Rikishi's kids, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So like
their last name is actually Fatu.
Oh, but they're not related to Rock either.
No, they're related to Roman.
Well, that's what it is, Roman, right.
So everybody is NOI. Everybody else, for the most part, almost everybody, except for Haku's kids, which are Tamatanga and Tangalea, whatever the fuck their names are. So Jacob Fatu, Jay Uso, Roman Reigns, Jimmy Uso, they're all cousins. And then they're related to The Rock, but they're not related to The Rock, but they're related to The Rock. So none of them can, like, I will say that Jacob Fatu has an interesting moveset, and the style that he wrestles is pretty good. The rest of them, however, like, they all do the same fucking 3 moves. The Usos only know how to super kick. That's their fucking moveset. Oh, I forgot. Solo Sikoa is also their relative. So they're like
Solo Sikoa is in there.
Yeah, he's the worst of all of them because he has no fucking his moveset fucking sucks, and he has no charisma whatsoever. At least Jimmy at least Jay has charisma. Jimmy has charisma as well. But that whole yeet shit, if these fans in the today's day and age
I hate the yeet.
weren't enamored by him just going yeet, yeet, which is the stupidest shit in the world. I don't even think he knows what yeet means. Just so y'all know, yeet is a Southern thing. It means you threw something. So I don't fucking understand how going like this is yeet. Yeet is when you chuck something a long ways.
Yes,
so
that's why
if I were to take a ball and throw it across a field, you'd be like, wow, you fucking yeeted the shit out of that. So I don't understand where they got this fucking yeet shit from.
I hate it too because they ruined the Royal Rumble, right? The Royal Rumble, he won. WrestleMania, he wasn't even the main event. Like usually, like when you win the Royal Rumble, you point at they point at WrestleMania
because you're the main event.
You're the main event. He wasn't the main event.
Of course he's not. He didn't deserve to be the main event. He didn't deserve to have a belt. He is not a good wrestler.
What are they doing? Why are we wasting our time with this?
Him, Solo Sikoa, his brother, fucking Jacob Fatu, and fucking Roman Reigns pretty much all use the same fucking 3 or 4 moves. All fucking 5 of them, either super kick, spear, or fucking punch people, and that's it. That's all they fucking do. Like my wife, who does not watch wrestling, we watched last year's WrestleMania where it was Jimmy versus Jay, and she goes, "Do they know how to do anything else other than kick each other?"
No.
I said, "No, they don't." When Booker T said everybody who slaps their leg when doing a super kick should get fired, he was talking about that family. Because all they fucking do, all of them, pathetic. Moving on.
I cannot pinpoint what Tampa Bay is going to do. It looks like it's going to be Will Johnson. I'm just kidding. I'm kidding.
Chad Gable, masquerading as El Grande Americano, defeats Rey Fenix. That was a very good match. I liked it. I
didn't watch that. And I love it. They're like trying to be like, oh, who's El Grande Americano? And they put like the most ridiculous, like they put almost.
It's what's it called? It's Hogan as the Blue Blazer. It's its own heart as the Blue Blazer. Like I think Hogan might have been the Patriot. He was the Patriot.
Like WWE posted about like who's the identity of the
Chad Gable,
America? And they put
Chad Gable.
Omas. Is that it?
Omos. Yeah, Omos.
Like, come on. It's just that it's just so funny.
Here's the only thing I didn't like about that Gable Ray Phoenix match: the stupid fucking metal plate in his head nonsense. So basically, the premise of those matches is he's cheating by taking a piece of metal, putting it underneath his mask. Here's the deal, right? If you put a piece of metal between your head and a fucking thing and somebody punches it, you still get hit in the head with a piece of metal.
Yeah, I mean, it
doesn't work that way.
So that's the whole gimmick. I didn't watch that match. I don't really know.
The gimmick is he's taking a piece of steel that's like sliding it under his mask, like in his forehead, and then he's headbutting people with it, and that's how he's winning.
See, the thing is, like I said, I casually watch. I'll watch the pay-per-views. I don't really get too much into. I watched Raw after Mania because I really wanted to see where the John Cena story is going after he won the championship.
So,
did you like that he won the championship? I liked that he won.
So here's the deal.
I think you hate Ric Flair. You don't want the Flair to be the whole thing.
I will get there. Tiffany Stratton defeats Charlotte Flair. That match had a lot of missed cues, a lot of missed spots. Yeah. I'm pretty sure Charlotte legitimately hurt Tiffany on purpose because she's a bit of a cunt, like her father. Yeah. And then
pick is in for Tampa. They're going Emeka Egbuka. Sorry, I can't pronounce it. Ohio State wide receiver. My guy, Emeka.
I'm watching a commercial with I can't remember his name is escaping me right now. I have it at the tip of my tongue. He used to play running back for the Giants. And he just won a Super Bowl. He just won a Super Bowl with the Eagles.
Oh, Saquon Barkley.
Saquon Barkley, yes. His name was escaping me at that moment.
Yeah, his name escaped you. Please, I think you want.
I really did. I was like, shh. His name starts with a shush sound, and I was like,
you know what? That's a good pick though for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. He's a good wide receiver, man.
But
wide receiver, you
at the end of that match, it looked like Tiffany Stratton broke her teeth.
Yeah, I saw that.
And then she was like, "No, my teeth are fine." And I'm like, "They have a dentist on the ground, and he put caps on them shit because she broke her teeth." I don't give a fuck what anybody says. I was watching it live, and I'm like, I'm pretty sure she broke her teeth. Like, and I'll tell you this right now, Tiffany Stratton wears a lot of makeup. She is not a pretty woman. Like everybody's like, "What are you talking about? She's super hot." She's got big fake tits, but
she does wear a lot of makeup.
But she wears so much makeup because she is not pretty.
All right, so we are literally. I think we're going to stay on until 21 because I want to see if my prediction came true that he was going to drop once we got past New Orleans to 21. I mean, I also want to see if the Bills fan was right because Will Johnson still has not been picked, even though that one guy keeps saying Will Johnson's going to be the pick. So we'll see. I want to see what happens at 21. Then I think we'll probably log off.
Seth Rollins wins the triple threat between him, Roman Reigns, and CM Punk for the number one contender for what belt? Who knows?
Yeah, but was it no holds bar?
It's no holds barred.
Was it a good match? I didn't watch Saturday. I watched Sunday.
It was a good match. Paul Heyman turned on both Phil Brooks and Roman Reigns.
Why do you call him Phil Brooks?
Because CM Punk is a stupid fucking name, folks. All right. And I'll tell you this right now. If this guy didn't get his lucky break to be a wrestler in WWE, he'd be fucking superhumanoid doing backyard fucking wrestling to this day. I'm not impressed with Phil Brooks by any measure. I know everybody in this generation loves him. They have really low standards. He never had the physique of a wrestler. He never did anything that I was impressed by. He is not believable. When you look at his physique versus someone like Roman Reigns or Seth Rollins, you're like, how the fuck could this flabby guy keep up with these two guys?
What's his go to sleep?
Yeah. He can't even do that right anymore. It doesn't look good anymore. It looks very sloppy. It looks bad. Am I supposed to believe that he can get in the ring with Randy Orton? Because wrestling is about selling the story that it's believable. It's plausible, right?
Yes.
So, imagine Rey Mysterio wasn't fast and he wasn't agile. Do you think that he could get in a ring and beat somebody that's a heavyweight?
No.
Right? Like, it's just not plausible. It just isn't. So, like, Phil Brooks being however big he is and getting into a ring with somebody like Randy Orton or Drew McIntyre, he dies. Every day of the week and twice on Sunday, he dies. That's why I didn't like the little fucking midget, what's his name, that married one of the Bellas.
Oh, Daniel Bryan.
Daniel Bryan. He's like 5'3", and I'm supposed to believe that he can get in the ring and hang with Randy Orton.
Yeah, now he's Brian Daniel. Where is he in AEW?
Brian Danielson is his real name.
Brian Danielson is his real name. Daniel Bryan.
At least Shawn Michaels would usually win as a smaller guy because the other guy made a fucking devastating mistake. And then Shawn threw every inch of his body into whatever the next move was, whether it be a moonsault, whether it be a fucking elbow off the top rope, whether it be cheating. That's how he won. They didn't sit there and go, well, he's a great technical wrestler. All right. That's what you say about people who think that they can wrestle like Hogan, but they're 5'10" like Bret Hart.
You know what I didn't like? I liked that Cena won because I wanted him to break the record. I didn't like they had Travis Scott.
That was an awful match. That was an awful match. And
with the fake belt.
We're going to move there right now. Io Sky defeats Bianca Belair and Rhea Ripley. Go look at Rhea Ripley and Bianca Belair and Io Sky. And Kevin Nash said this. In no way, shape, or form is that little girl staying in a match with those two behemoths. Those women are fucking huge. Rhea Ripley's not gigantic, but she's 5'7" and wears heels, so she looks like she's 5'10". Bianca Belair is like 5'8", 5'9". Io Sky's 4'11".
Yeah, no, I don't get that either. I hate that they always have her
win. Go
win.
look at fucking Bianca Belair's deltoid, and then go look at Io Sky. And I like Io Sky. She's a cute little girl. She ain't fucking wrestling with them. It ain't a thing. It's like watching fucking Hornswoggle go wrestle Triple H.
Didn't she win the Raw after Rumble? She won the belt against Rhea Ripley as well.
Yeah. Again,
ridiculous too.
Again, I just want it to be somewhat plausible. I understand it's a scripted show, but it's got to be plausible.
Somewhat, yeah.
It's got to be plausible. Like the realism is what makes it exciting. Like if it didn't look real, then you'd be like, all right, whatever, man. Like the worst match of Undertaker's career was the match against AJ Styles, which was in front of nobody. It was his last match at WrestleMania. It was against no one, and it was basically fucking Walker, Texas Ranger. It was a terrible fucking match because it was just like, okay, is it drama? What do we want? We're not watching wrestling anymore. This is a mini series. This is a movie. But also, I digress. We move on. Drew McIntyre defeated Damian Priest in a match that really fucking had no juice.
Nothing.
That match, I mean, who cares? Who cares?
Doesn't matter. Damian Priest isn't champion anymore.
Dominic Mysterio. This was a little surprising to me. Dominic Mysterio defeats Braun Breaker, Finn Balor, and Penta. That was a very good match.
That was
Dirty Dom won. I'm wondering I'm wondering if he's ever going to go to the gym.
Do you think Eddie's smiling down on him right now that his son won?
I think so. Again, I'm wondering if he's ever going to go to the gym. Like his dad is not tall, but he's got a good physique. And then of course his real father had a great physique. I mean, he was on steroids, but nevertheless, can somebody please direct Dominic Mysterio to a gym anywhere in the world, because that kid has no muscle on him whatsoever.
So do you think right now, sorry, just go back to the NFL draft for a second. The Broncos took a really long time to pick, like almost as much time as the Falcons. They definitely were shopping it, right? Like that, like it's got to be one of them.
They're going to shop Shador to somebody who needs a quarterback. And we'll see if they trade that pick to somebody. The Giants go back to the first round. And
they wouldn't be picked, but they wouldn't. I mean, the next person that needs it is the Steelers. Like one up, they're not going to give you anything.
If you wanted Shador and you're in the second round, then you trade up to get in front of the Steelers.
No, true. I got you.
Steelers are going to take him.
It's like they're going to take Omarion Hampton from North Carolina, the running back.
Okay.
Omarion. I probably pronounced it wrong.
Yes.
I am horrible at pronouncing names. Yeah, it looks like it's well, someone's saying it's something else. Someone's saying the CB now. Cornerback, Jada Barron.
So,
yeah, it's going to be the CB from Texas, Jada Barron. That's going to be the pick for the Broncos. And then we got 21, which we predicted. This is a really good spot for Sanders or a trade.
I would love to see them not take Sanders and just see what happens.
I would like to see them actually trade out of that. I mean, if you're a Steelers fan, why wouldn't you want more draft capital? You know, for the future. Maybe get a quarterback next year. You think they'd go dart?
I don't know who that guy is standing in front of Deion Sanders, but he's a fucking idiot with that stupid ass hat on.
I think the second night of WrestleMania, I really didn't watch the first night. The second night was the better night.
So So, yes, the Intercontinental match was very good. Randy Orton defeats Joe Hendry. It was a squash match. It's not a WrestleMania match. It was nice that they did the favor for Joe Hendry. And people were like, "Oh, TNA just fucking lost all credit. They just had their champion get squashed on national television." And I was like, "Yo, they got their national champion on fucking WrestleMania."
Yeah, I was gonna say, why did that happen?
What's his name got injured? That fat kid that he shouldn't be a wrestler either.
Kevin Owens.
Yeah, that kid. That fucking.
Why is TNA renting out their champion?
They have a partnership, kind of similar to Ring of Honor's champion partnership with AEW. WWF did it back in the '90s too with ECW, where they brought ECW guys in every so often. We continuously had to see the fucking Public Enemy come out and get their asses kicked on a weekly basis. Tommy Dreamer and Sandman would come out on occasion. They sucked too. Most of the ECW talent was trash. And then some ECW fan will be like, well, these guys all came from ECW. They were in ECW for like 3 months until they went on to bigger and better things in other organizations. Perfect example, Chris Jericho, Chris Benoit, Rey Mysterio Jr., Stone Cold Steve Austin never even wrestled a fucking match in ECW. Yeah. He was there for fucking 3 days and went to WWF as soon as he could.
Just Jade Barron from Texas.
Barron?
Yeah, was drafted by the Broncos. And here we are. This is where we're at. Pick 21. This is what we're staying on for. This is where I predicted that Shedeur Sanders would go, but there's other predictions that possibly a trade can be made. They could move out of this spot, give someone who wants Sanders, maybe in the second round, and come up, make a pick with Steelers. We had other fan before that was someone with the Buffalo Bills, possibly trading with the Steelers here to move in and get Will Johnson. Finally, even though the one guy keeps tweeting out that Will Johnson is literally everyone's pick until he's finally right. They're probably just looking for clicks and try to be like, oh, I predicted it, while also deleting the other 21 picks that he already predicted for Will Johnson. Yeah, I mean, this is the spot. I think that he would have to go here. Otherwise, you're going to see Sanders in day 2 unless someone trades up for him. You think that's a fair assessment?
That's fair. So, yeah. So Joe Hendry has an amazing entrance theme.
Yeah, it's honestly
catchy.
It's so I've been singing it all week.
Joe Hendry has a great and people were like, oh, TNA just got their guy squashed on international television. But at the same time, Randy sold for Joe Hendry. He just kicked out at some point. He got to put his move on Randy Orton at WrestleMania.
Yeah.
And Randy gave him a 2 count. And then, of course, Randy Orton's going to be Randy Orton still. They're not going to let their guy, who's going to be a Hall of Famer, look like a fool to fucking Joe Hendry.
Yeah, of course he's going to win that match.
You know? I skipped the Logan Paul AJ Styles match. That match had no story behind it. I hate Logan Paul.
I hated that.
The best thing about my trip to fucking Japan is that the Paul brothers are banned from fucking Japan. The women's tag team match is a popcorn match. I fucking skipped it because why do I give a fuck?
Which one was that?
Cody versus the Stone Cold came in just to tell us what the fucking
the women's. Oh, you're talking about the Becky Lynch one. She was a surprise.
Yeah,
that was the only thing. I know you don't like
that. Was so fucked up, and I will tell you that was so fucked up because there was nothing wrong with Bayley. They just kicked her off her match,
and then they did. Then what? They did they give the belts right back the next day?
Yeah,
which is just stupid. I think.
Yeah, yeah. And then Stone Cold came out to announce the attendance, which was somehow more. Somehow they sold out on Saturday and they sold out on Sunday, but Sunday had more attendance.
What was it? Sorry,
they sold out on Saturday, and they sold out on Sunday, but somehow Sunday had more people.
More people. Yeah, I know.
It's interesting. And then of course Cody Rhodes versus John Cena. That match was not fucking good at all. They took the guy they've been building up for a fucking year. And they squashed him with a fucking guy. The best thing about that match was the promo that Cody cut on Friday, where he was I like the promo that Cody Rhodes cut on Friday was scalding. And
my Twitter's not working right now. I don't know. I can't. Is it because the Sanders just broke the internet?
I'm trying to find exactly what Rhodes said.
No, look at this. I think we're looking at Harmon finally going.
No.
They're going to pass. They're passing. Yes, they passed on him.
No.
Derek Harmon is drafted by the Steelers.
Let's go.
I said the Steelers was the spot that Sanders would go, and he is not going.
Wow.
This is I predicted there would be 21. If he's not in Pittsburgh, you're going to see Sanders on the board in day 2, which is insanity with the way
I love it.
Way he was touted all year long in college football. If we have a situation where he may be in day 2, like who else is going to have a quarterback after that?
That's great.
I have looked at the draft. This is insanity that he's going to drop this far.
That's great. That's great. So the best part about the Cena and Rhodes rivalry was the promo that he cut on Friday at SmackDown. And he goes, "This is a different WWE, John. And when this was your WWE, I worshipped you. They worshipped you. You called me underwhelming. Guess what? You're overrated." Well, I got to find the full thing. He went hard. He destroyed him. Like that promo was probably the best fucking promo that I've heard from a wrestler.
And this was who you said, Cody Rhodes?
This is Cody Rhodes.
Yeah, that was good. I did watch that one.
And I was just like, I couldn't. I was like, wow. I gotta find the fucking the.
Oh, Matt would tweet it. It was commented. I didn't even realize it was like 2K more. I don't know what did that?
Wait, say that one more time.
I don't know. Matt wrote like 2K more.
Oh, I don't know what that means. Like,
he put ass. We didn't realize that he was commenting, so I think we missed.
Well, it was only 2 minutes ago. What could we have possibly said?
We're talking about Logan Paul. All right, so looking at the draft board, going back to the NFL draft board, I know we keep going back and forth this because the draft takes forever, and we need filler conversations in between. And we're probably going to sign off soon because I do not think Sanders is going to be in day 2. Here are the team, unless someone trades with one of these teams, you're not seeing Shedeur Sanders on day 1 of the draft being drafted. Chargers, quarterback. Green Bay, quarterback. Vikings, quarterback. Texans, quarterback. Rams, quarterback. They just re-signed Stafford. Ravens, quarterback. Lions, quarterback. Commanders, Bills, Chiefs, Eagles. He's in day 2, unless someone trades up right now, or if the only person I would think with the Vikings, because they have JJ McCarthy, they don't have Sam Darnold anymore, and they don't have Daniel Jones was there last year. They have Daniel Jones, they don't have Kirk Cousins anymore. So I think if he was to go anywhere at this point, it'd be the Vikings taking a flyer. But I think if you think you have the guy in JJ McCarthy, why take a shot here, get another piece to make your team better? Maybe wait till day 2 if you're really interested in having Sanders. You're not at this point. I don't think these teams are going to be reaching and getting Sanders. I think he's going to be in day 2. And this is what I kind of predicted. If it wasn't for the Steelers, then he's going to be there in day 2. And this is a guy who people are talking about tanking to take him. And the number 1 quarterback that was taken this round was Cam Ward. And I think the crazy thing too is there are teams that need quarterbacks. Cam Ward is the only quarterback taken this first round. Isn't that a little wild?
Yeah. Because this wasn't a strong
quarterback class.
I think everybody's looking at next year
for the quarterback. Next year, and I think it's the Giants too. I think the Giants got the patchwork with Russell Wilson, and they got it with Jameis Winston. I do believe they still make a move to try to get Jackson Dart, but I don't think Sanders is the guy for the Giants.
Of course,
they're happy sitting back, waiting. If they do trade into it, I think they're going to take Jackson Dart.
If his name was Colonel Sanders, the Giants would be all over him.
And the Giants pick at number 2 tomorrow. Second pick of the second round. So they get 34. Yeah. And I think, how else do they have? That's it for tomorrow for the Giants. Browns have 2 picks in the in the second round because of the trade. They have 33 to 36. I'm looking ahead day 2. It's like Seattle's got 2 picks in the second round. No, they have 1. Sorry. Yeah, I mean, there hasn't been a lot of trades tonight. I just don't think anyone's reaching at this point, right? I don't think anyone's going to reach for any of these guys. I don't think anyone wants to really make a move for any of these players that are available. I don't think there's many more trades. Unless the Giants trade up to get Jackson Dart. It's the only trade that I would see at this point.
I can't see them trading up to get Jackson Dart because who's going to take him before them?
Exactly. I think they're going to get him at round 2 with the second pick.
Yeah.
The only reason why they would do it is because the Browns pick first and second round. They pick 33rd. So the only way they would do it is to beat the Browns to Jackson Dart. But if the Browns are just shouldn't take a quarterback,
the Browns are already paying Deshaun Watson $40 million.
No, they restructured his contract. He's paying a lot less now. So
he's an idiot for restructuring. I don't know what the fuck he was thinking.
And now ESPN is showing Shedeur Sanders. This is one of those when they watch the person that's supposed to be going early and just get completely.
I love it. Just to watch him fall to the second round.
He had a 96% chance to be drafted at the 21st pick, which is why everyone was on this. That is wild.
Well, I mean, let's be honest. I would say Shedeur Sanders' ability is very similar to Justin Fields, and they just got rid of him.
It's true. And Justin Fields has done it on an NFL level where Shedeur does it on a level against lesser opponents in Colorado. You're not getting NFL caliber talent every game out there in college football. And like I said before, we talked about the highlight package they were showing before the draft started about how he was a lot of his is on his legs, rolling out to the left, rolling out to the right.
A lot of it is on his wide receiver, who was Travis fucking Hunter.
That too. And pen and stats against lesser opponents. And in the NFL, the speed of the game is going to be so much faster that when I see guys who run around and make plays in college football, and that's why they're successful, that gives me pause to draft a guy like that because I'm just worried about them not being able to handle the speed of the NFL. And the competition revs up in the NFL compared to college football, and you have to be able to translate your game to that. I just don't feel like Sanders is that kind of player that could, especially when he doesn't. I mean, he could have if he wasn't the Giants. The Giants have Neighbors. Neighbors is definitely better than Travis Hunter as a wide receiver, I think. And he's done it in the NFL. He's been very good in his first year as a rookie. So, I mean, it would have made sense from there, but I still don't trust him to make the moves that he does in college football to do it in the NFL. So it makes sense to me that he's falling, and then he probably is going to be there in day 2. So we're going back to WrestleMania. We're waiting for Los Angeles.
Yeah, so here's the script that this is what Cody Rhodes said to John Cena on Friday before WrestleMania. He said, when this was your WWE, I worshipped you. They worshipped you. But since the GOAT hasn't shown up since Elimination Chamber, allow me to offer you a little perspective, okay? You called me underwhelming. Guess what? You're overrated. You're overbearing. Wow. That's pretty. And more importantly, you're out of touch and you're out of time. Your face is melting wax. You got a stack of dimes for a neck and a spinally ass legs. You're paler than Sting at Starrcade 97. You're sanctimonious. Wow. He's like, you're sanctimonious comments about how I'm an errand boy when the whole world watched you saunter on Oscar stage butt ass naked for the people that you run errands for now.
Yes, that's right. I did hit the.
My God, John Cena, it's 2025 and you still can't wrestle.
That was good. That was really good. That was leading up because you know what? Leading up to it before that one, John Cena was killing him on the mic. John Cena was very good as a heel.
He's like, you showed up with dimes for a neck, spindly ass legs, and whiter than Sting at Starrcade 97.
Yeah.
Wow.
That was good.
For those who don't know, Starrcade 97, if I remember correctly, was the first match that Sting actually had in the white face paint.
Mm-hmm.
he had shown up in the rafters for like a year and change, not wrestling in the white paint. And Starrcade 97 was his first actual match against Hulk Hogan in the white paint. And but my favorite part about that is it's 2025 and you still can't wrestle.
Yeah,
that was my favorite thing. But again, Cena ruined that on Monday when he was just like, I beat you in a wrestling match. Come on, dude. First of all, that match fucking sucked. Second of all, you needed fucking Travis fucking, well, who was it? Travis Scott's fucking help. Why is Travis Scott in WWE?
Somebody, I don't get it. Well, he wrote the theme song to WrestleMania. I don't
fucking care. I feel like fucking Bone Thugs in harmony right now singing fucking Crossroads. Can anybody tell me why? Hey, can anybody tell me why? Travis Scott is on WrestleMania. That's how I feel right now.
Omarion Hampton is finally off the board. North Carolina running back. He will be going to Los Angeles with his new teammate, Justin Herbert.
Omarions.
You know what sucks? I hate that like we're not getting a second pick tonight of like our teams. Like that sucks. Watching this, like I would have, like if it wasn't for the fact that we're doing this, I probably would have shut this off as soon as the Giants pick. Like, I wouldn't care about anything else.
Yeah. And that's my thing is like I loved it back when we were younger, and I got the first 3 rounds. When I was a kid, and when I say a kid, I mean like in high school, I was like junior high school.
I would say junior high school. They used to do the all day Saturday.
I used to watch all day on Saturday, and I used to go in Madden and I would create the players that my team drafted so that I could play with them in the new fucking season. Like I would get another year out of Madden with the new players. You know, it was so exciting back then. And now it's just like, fuck it. I don't even care. Madden sucks now.
I remember junior high, speaking of, Dennis, you know him from baseball. Not junior high, but because I went to Catholic school, it was all the same school from 1 to 8, but basically junior high age. He invited me over on Saturday to watch the NFL draft. Like,
you know what the other good thing about it was? It was only the NFL draft because the draft used to start at like 10 o'clock in the morning.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So like I would watch the draft pretty much all day. If there was a baseball game on later in the day, it was a fucking awesome day of sports. I watched football in the morning. I watched baseball in the afternoon. And then for the rest of the evening, I could chill.
Yeah.
You know, especially if the game of baseball was at 4 p.m., the draft was over by 4.
Speaking of Dennis, because this is funny, me and Dennis, we grew up together. I know what game I watched with Dennis, which is hilarious, was the Matt Hasselbeck game. He said, we want the ball and we're going to win. Remember that game?
Yeah, but to be fair, the referees fucked them.
What do they do?
Well, at one point, Matt Hasselbeck throws an interception. He tackles the ball carrier, and they call an illegal block on the quarterback. Yeah, because as he tackled the ball carrier, the guy next to the ball carrier tripped.
Right. Yeah, that was.
They also called a touchdown for fucking Santonio Holmes that he was out of bounds on.
Yeah.
And the next day, Andy, fucking, help me out.
Reed? No.
Andy Reid, right? I'm pretty sure he was the coach back then, right? Or
yeah.
Andy Reid was like, I knew we were playing the Steelers. I didn't know we were playing the Zebras.
No, wait, what are you talking about? You're talking about Super Bowl?
I'm talking about Super Bowl.
No, Matt Hasselbeck was the game. It was the Seahawks versus the Packers.
Oh, I was talking about the Super Bowl.
No, so it was Matt Hasselbeck was the quarterback for I think at the time, the Seahawks.
The Seahawks, yes.
It was overtime against the Packers in the playoffs, and they had to do the coin flip, and they won the coin toss. And he says to the ref, "We want the ball, and we're going to win because it would just be sudden death."
Right.
First team to score a matter of field goal or whatever.
And he threw a pick six.
I don't know if he threw a pick six, but they didn't win. And I remember Dennis being like, "What a dumb shit!" Like, you know, Dennis is. He was like, "What an asshole." He said,
"We want the ball and we're going to score."
What's that?
It was, "We want the ball and we're going to score."
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
We want the ball and we're going to score.
What's that?
We want the ball and we're going to score. And he threw an interception, a pick six, and lost.
It was a pick six. Yeah. It was against the Packers, right?
Yeah, it was against the Packers.
Yeah.
I don't know why, but I was thinking about the Super Bowl.
That's Kurt Warner.
What? No, Kurt Warner. It was Matt Hasselbeck as the Seahawks quarterback, lost to the Steelers.
Oh, that Super Bowl. I didn't talk about the other. Oh, yeah, you're right. You're right.
Matt Hasselbeck threw a pick. He went to go tackle the ball carrier, and the referee threw a flag for illegal block because as he tackled the ball carrier, he knocked down the lead blocker.
Right.
And I was like, wow, really? And then the next day, Andy Reid criticized the referees, and the NFL hit him with a hefty fine.
And Andy Reid wasn't even in that game.
No, Andy Reid was the coach.
Andy Reid? No, Andy Reid never coached the Seahawks.
Then who was the big who? No. Oh, it was Mike Holmgren then. Mike Holmgren the next day came out.
Mike Holmgren had the big
mustache.
Yeah.
Right. I'm sorry. Does Andy Reid not have are they not big fat white guys with mustaches, or am I fucking crazy?
Yeah, they are. Do
they not look the fucking same right now?
You're right. But Mike Holmgren, no, Andy Reid's never coached the Seahawks. Mike Holmgren was the one.
I'm sorry.
You're gonna pull it up.
He looked exactly the fucking same.
There's definitely a side by side somewhere on the internet of the two of them together. So
I'm gonna show it to you right now. I'm looking at this right now. Like, I just saw the picture of them side by side.
Yeah,
and I'm like, yep, that's the same fucking guy. Like,
I'm all like tossed like the Eagles. I'm like, wait, what? Like the Seahawks against the Eagles, maybe? You said Andy Reid. The hometown is getting their pick. The pick is not in yet. They have a minute 52 left. Probably looking to make a deal. Maybe wheeling, maybe dealing. But the hometown is going nuts right now because they're about to get their first round draft pick in Lambeau. Well, right outside.
That's the same fucking guy. One just got a white mustache and the other one has a brown mustache or a red mustache. They're the same fucking glasses, the same fat ass fucking face, and the same stupid mustache. Even their ears look the same.
Wow.
And they have the same fucking haircut. They even wear their hats the same way.
They're proof that we live in a simulation.
Andy Reid could 100% be Mike Holmgren's son, or if not his son, his younger brother.
Brother, yeah, 100% brother.
So I apologize to anybody who I offended that I thought Andy Reid and Mike Holmgren were the same fucking guy. They look the same.
There is some chubby guy out there with a mustache that's like, you should be sorry.
Who has glasses that's like, fuck you, all right?
Yeah, you should be sorry.
He wears baseball caps.
You did offend me. All right, let's go. We have a last pick here. I'm going to have to head out soon.
Yep, I got to get something to eat. It's almost 11 o'clock at night. And now I'm looking at Kirk Street's stupid fucking face. He probably jizzes in his pants anytime somebody from the SEC gets drafted.
But we will tweet out anything that happens moving on.
Fuck you, Kirk Herbstreit.
Oh, thank everyone for watching and viewing in today. I mean, it's a fun night. We
hit 112 viewers at one point.
Yeah, we still. I think we hit 115 and went back down, but. Yeah, it's been a fun night. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for watching. We covered a lot of topics in 2 hours, almost 3 hours that we've been on. We did hockey, a little
football, but we hit
football. We didn't actually talk baseball.
We didn't talk. You know what? There's not really much to talk about. The Yankees are fucking middling. The Mets are doing well, but it's April. The Mets always do well in April. Talk to me in fucking July when the Mets are doing well.
Well, the only thing to talk about baseball is Aaron Judge is batting .415 right now.
Yeah, but he lost the juice though. He's no more. No, I haven't seen a home run from him. I've seen one home run from him in the last like 12 days.
Yeah, well, it's funny. I think someone said, who was it? One of the Yankees players said, this week he's decided to be Tony Gwynn. Next week he'll be Babe Ruth. He's just so good. He could be like. He actually did hit a home run this week.
Yeah, though he's only hit 2 home runs in the last 2 weeks.
No. He did hit a home run this week. They called it foul because they were playing.
Oh, I saw that. Yeah,
George Steinbrenner field. That ball was destroyed, and it was 25 at a minor league ballpark. The foul pole was like much shorter.
It's 50 feet in the air.
They couldn't tell that it was a home.
Yeah, but even on the replay, like, dude, it fell in the trees on the replay. There's no way in the world the ball went foul and then curved 25 feet to the right off a right-hander's bat.
No.
It's just not possible. It's just not possible. The umpires just fucking suck.
And they reviewed it.
And they're still fucking retarded.
And then he would have hit a home run because this is what I always hate about the Yankees. People who hate the Yankees is that when Aaron Judge hits a home run that's a scraper, if anyone hits a home run that's a scraper to right field, they're like, that's only guarded one of 30 ballparks, and that's Yankee Stadium. But yesterday he hit a ball to dead center in Cleveland where they have that giant fence. He hit the ball like probably 420 easily, maybe more than that. That's a home run in Yankee Stadium. That's a home run in most stadiums. But because Cleveland has that giant fence, he had a triple. So he probably could have had 2 more home runs this week if it wasn't for the refs and for that giant wall in Cleveland. So I want to see when he misses a home run in a different ballpark, somebody come out like, that's a home run only 13 of the 30 stadiums. Like,
honestly, anybody who says Aaron Judge hit a, first of all, Aaron Judge doesn't hit wall scrapers at Yankee Stadium.
Well, if he goes Oppo.
If he goes Oppo, he usually hits at the Death Valley, and he still hits at fucking 430 feet.
That's true.
Excuse me, he's right-handed. If he goes Oppo, it's still fucking 450 feet into the judge's chambers.
That's true. He's a strong man. But if he ever did, someone would be like, oh, that's only gone in Yankee Stadium.
Anybody that sits there, and you know what? How many other players are playing that day that didn't hit a home run that day?
That also played, and how many people on the other team?
There's fucking 18 guys at a minimum that had an opportunity to hit a home run at Yankee Stadium anytime a game is being played there. And he hits a lot of home runs there, and the other fucking 17 people don't do dick. So don't sit there and tell me about how it's so easy to hit a home run at Yankee Stadium, because it's so easy to hit a home run at fucking Fenway Park too. You can literally hit it like 215 feet straight up in the air.
Yeah.
And hit a fucking home run because it landed. Bucky Dent's home run only went like 210 feet.
Also, if you think about it too, they have that pesky pole. If you hit a foul ball, pretty much, because that ball would curve like this.
That pesky pole is like 302 feet away from home plate. And I've been to Fenway Park multiple times. The wall, I could piss from home plate to that stupid wall. And it smells like a lot of people already have, because that whole stadium smells like stale Budweiser and piss.
Also, not even that though, like the wall's like this in like the pesky pole. So like the pole's here.
That's the other thing. The wall at Fenway in right field is like the old walls at Yankee Stadium and Detroit Stadium or Tiger Stadium, where the wall was only like fucking 3 feet tall.
Yeah, how many guys flipped over that wall?
Like Yankee Stadium back in the day when Babe Ruth played, the right field seats, the wall was only up to your hip.
I actually hate Fenway. I'm not gonna lie. I've been there once.
Fenway Park?
Yeah, I went there once.
I hate Fenway Park. There's fucking 5 seats in the entire fucking band fucking stand. Because that's what it is, a fucking bandbox. There's only like 5 seats in the whole fucking stadium. It seats like 20,000 people. It's pathetic. It's like a basketball arena for baseball. And then on top of that, it smells like piss and fucking stale beer. Why would I ever want to watch a baseball game there? And then I feel like a piece of caramel in a bowl of milk.
And there, how many seats there are that like blocked by poles?
Yeah,
this is the way it's built.
Obstructed view all over the place.
And they're never gonna a new stadium because
they're never getting a new stadium.
It's a historical landmark now.
Wrigley too. They're never you're gonna die in that stadium one day. One day, one of those beams is gonna fall down and kill like 30 fans, and they're still gonna be playing there.
Yeah, they're never gonna get rid of it.
And if they don't play there, it'll still be there, taking up space in Boston. And then the Red Sox are gonna have to go play in Foxborough or some shit because they can't play in Boston.
It literally is like it's the middle of the city. Like there's houses and streets.
That's a neighborhood. Fenway Park.
Yeah, it's literally a neighborhood. It's insane. It's actually just shoved into so
is Yankee Stadium. Yankee Stadium's in a neighborhood.
It is, but I guess because like they moved it across the street, so it doesn't.
No, the city was smart and they put a fucking park across the street.
Yeah.
If Macomb's damn park wasn't there, the Yankees would have been fucked.
Mm-hmm.
Because that was illegal, by the way.
Dude, I just updated old Yankee Stadium.
Old Yankee Stadium, like that whole transaction was illegal.
The old Yankee Stadium, or
no, like them moving to where they are now was illegal.
Oh, they moved to the park. You saying?
Yeah, the park is not owned by the city. The city can't sell parkland. The parks are owned by the people of the city. There has to be a vote by the community what they want to do with the park. They didn't do it. They let the Yankees destroy the park without ever having a vote by the community to determine whether or not they were allowed to use the city's, like the people's parkland to build their new stadium.
And then they built the new park for them on the old.
Yeah, but that's not the point. They still lost their park for 2 years.
Yeah, I know. Well, because it took so long to build.
It really didn't. It took too long to destroy.
Oh, the old one. You're right.
The new stadium only took like 14 months to build.
Yeah.
But they spent fucking a year destroying the park to build the foundation for the new stadium before they put a shovel in the ground to build the new stadium. They destroyed the park.
Yeah.
And then they didn't build the park until they didn't destroy the old stadium for 2 years. They just sat there chilling for 2 years.
Quick break. Green Bay Packers took a wide receiver, Matthew Golden from Texas. So that makes sense. I think a little help for Jordan Love, get a little better wide receiver out there.
Absolutely.
Vikings are picking soon. We're gonna log off soon because it's getting late. We have not eaten.
Gotta eat.
And we've gone off the rails.
We're everywhere right now.
We're everywhere.
I'm not mad about it though.
No,
it's a lot of good conversation.
When you're on for 3 hours, you gotta switch it up. You can't just do one thing. I think it's fun that we jump different topics here and there, and
we've kept some structure though.
We
keep going. We keep going back to football, but we have to. It's the draft. How do you not?
The draft, and we touched on each different.
Who do you think's been the best dressed tonight?
Honestly, haven't been looking. Has that because I usually when I knew the pick was what it was gonna be, I stopped watching really.
Travis Hunter came out in a hot pink suit. I thought that was pretty baller.
That was actually pretty nice, but it was weird. He had did you see that button that went inside?
I did. It was like a string that went inside. I don't know what that was, but he didn't come out wearing a Snickers suit. So,
I'll tell you who doesn't look well dressed, and good thing he's not being drafted tonight. Shedeur Sanders, he's in leather, just a leather jacket. He doesn't look good at all. The guy
standing in front of his father had one of those giant stupid hats on, and it was leather.
I don't actually hate the draft hat. I don't know. You said the draft hat looks like it sucks, but
no, I hate that they put that stupid fucking wreath on the bill.
Oh, I know. I didn't realize that until just
your fucking Korean War veterans.
Donovan Jackson just drafted, who is is it a guard? You just had the noise went off. Oh, trade. Texans have traded their pick to New York Giants. Here it is. They got to stay on because this is the Jackson Dart pick.
They're going to pick Shedeur Sanders.
No, they're not. I think they're going to take Jackson Dart.
Donovan Jackson, guard, Ohio State.
What is? Well, you're listening. I'm on the volume one. What is Adam Schefter saying? What's the damage on the pick?
I'm not seeing anything from Adam Schefter.
You're going to see him in a second. You're watching ESPN, no?
I am, but I haven't seen Adam Schefter all night.
They're going to show him right now because the trade just was made. They're on the phone with someone.
Houston trades pick to New York. Shedeur Sanders.
No, it's not going to be Shedeur. It's Jackson Dart. They made their move now. This was the pick. It was, what is it? This is pick 25.
Where did Jackson Dart go to school?
What?
Where did Jackson Dart go to school?
What do you think?
He went to Ole Miss?
Yeah, he did.
Yeah, that's a fucking fail. He's going to be shit.
He broke all Eli Manning's records. That's why
Eli Manning wasn't a good college quarterback. He wasn't a good NFL quarterback. He was mediocre at best.
Well, he broke all their records.
That's not saying much. They're a shit school. What have they ever done in the
I don't think they're going Sanders. Do you really think they're going Sanders?
No, I don't think they're going Sanders. He's fucking black. There's no way the Maras are going to drop the black quarterback. They had their mea culpa with the two black guys they just signed. They're not going to fucking draft a black guy. They're not. The Maras are racist. They don't want a black quarterback.
Jackson Dart's getting hugged by his mother and taking
right now. They're hoping. They're hoping.
They're showing Jackson Dart. He's taking pictures with his mom like that, smiling. I think he's going to New York.
They're hoping that Jameis Winston and Russell Wilson play so badly that nobody will ever ask them to have a black quarterback again. That's what the Giants.
Dude, I think he got the call already. He's hugging everyone. He looks pretty. I mean, they seem like they're pretty happy, but this is wild. We were going to go off. We went off the air. Now this is big. This is another Giants move. Who's this guy? I actually thought, is this Matthew Golden? I thought he was actually pretty well dressed. It's a pretty baller jacket.
I did. I liked it. It looked like gold leaf.
Yeah, I'm looking at it now. That's a pretty baller outfit. That's a baller suit. It's a whole suit. I didn't realize the whole suit was like that. I thought it was just the jacket.
Yeah, it's the whole suit. No, it's the whole suit.
Oh, man, they're going to commercial. They're making us wait for this Giants pick.
At least it's not what's it called? At least it's not a Snickers sponsored suit. Yeah, that's right. Shots fired at your boy. Is it just me, or is Disney so bereft of any original ideas that you can just live action every single one of their fucking movies that they already made?
Apparently, they're not going to live any more live action because of what happened.
I'm watching a Lilo and Stitch commercial right now.
Oh, but that's because they already made that one. They're not making any more after this, apparently. Which sucks because I feel bad. My daughters love Rapunzel, and they were going to make a Rapunzel live action.
Yeah, but they were going to make Rapunzel black.
No, they weren't.
They were going to make her Chinese.
Dude, I'm here at Jackson.
They were going to make her. They were going to make her a Hispanic woman whose eyes are too far apart and has a hairy back. That's what they were going to do.
They were not going to do that.
They were absolutely going to do that. Why wouldn't they do that?
All right, so the Giants acquired the pick from the Texans for number 34, which is next round, 99, and a 2026 third-round pick. That's not a bad deal if they get a quarterback here.
It is a bad deal if that quarterback turns out to be shit and they draft the next fucking Tom Brady. And the Texans draft the next Tom Brady.
Texans already have the next time. No.
I'm just saying, like, you're like, oh, it's not a bad.
You
don't know. You'll find out in 5 years whether or not it was a bad pick or a bad trade.
We will. I think it's Jackson Dart. Yeah.
I'm fairly certain. Didn't the Giants trade up to get Daniel Jones?
No, they had Daniel Jones at that.
They traded back?
No, they drafted him in the spot they had, which is way slower.
Did the Steelers trade up to draft?
The Giants had 2 draft picks in the first round the year Daniel Jones was drafted. They took Daniel Jones and they took Dexter Lawrence. When they could have had Josh Allen Hicks, or is that his name? The linebacker in Jacksonville. And oh my God, someone just commented on Twitter. The New York Giants knocks like a black quarterback. It's so predictable. Even when that black quarterback is number 1 on the QB board. That's not fair either because I don't think he's number 1.
He is. It said they just showed best players available. He was number 4. You know where Jackson Dart was? Not on the board. You can sit there and say, all you want, but just like DiVincenzo and fucking
That's not why I said that though. Like I hate that you're saying that. I knew when I wrote that, I'm like, Nick's gonna kill me on this. But Hartenstein is a very good, like, tough inside running rebound.
Yeah. I'm sure he's putting up
which they need right now. Which is what exactly they need.
The Giants definitely drafted this kid going. He went to Ole Miss like Eli, and he kind of looks like Joe Burrow.
Yeah, the 100%. I disagree with that. I think Jackson Dart is a New York Giant. He's smiling. They're probably like, don't react when the cameras come on you. But how can you not react? You just haven't shown him all night long. They haven't shown him all night long, and now they're showing him. He just got drafted. Why would they show him right now if he didn't get drafted just now? You're right. They haven't shown him at all. He had to get drafted.
Well, so here's my question. When does he start?
Not till next year.
You think?
I think you're going to sit him for Russell Wilson and Jameis. He's going to be the emergency quarterback for the first year. Jameis Winston comes off the Bucs. They only send Jameis Winston for 1 year. Russell Wilson's there for 2 years, just in case it doesn't work out with Jackson Dart. Or if they want him to learn more, or he's not ready, or you can back him up and have a reliable veteran. I really think it's Jackson Dart's time. The Giants are taking Jackson Dart 100%.
I just want to point out you're playing somebody $3 million to not play.
Jackson Dart. There it is.
They laid a buck short. You already said that fucking 5 minutes ago.
Sorry, I was busy looking because someone was saying who starts for the Giants today, and I think Russell Wilson does. I think this is a very good draft for Joe Shane. I don't know. You could probably play this back for me in a couple of years when he's fired. I like it. Abdul Carter, Jackson Dart, quarterback for the future. If they miss on Jackson Dart, if they can't develop him the way Brian Dable is able to develop, I think what they did here was not because.
Wait, the way Brian Dable's able to develop who?
Jackson Dart.
You said if they're not able to develop him the way that Brian Dable's able to develop,
then he's gone.
Develop who?
Jackson Dart.
But you were saying it like Brian Dable has a skill to develop and he's not able to. He fails with Jackson Dart.
No, I meant Brian Dable has the skill to develop Jackson Dart is what I'm trying to say.
Oh, because the way you said it was just like if they're not able to develop Jackson Dart the way that Brian Dable is able to develop.
Okay, so
you implied that he has an ability to develop. I'm trying to figure out who he has the ability to develop. I don't see it. If you're talking about Josh Allen, I think it's been evident that he is not the one that developed Josh Allen at all.
I don't know about that.
I'm gonna tell you right now. You know what this is like? This is like when I was in high school. Anthony Vivaro, rest his soul, went to my high school. And my coach used to sit there and take credit for Anthony Vivaro being such a dominant pitcher and making it into the major leagues. Well, at the time he was at St. John's, and then he got drafted by the Mariners. And my coach used to take credit for that. My coach, if you were such a fucking great coach that you could make people into Anthony Vivaro, why is Anthony Vivaro the only fucking great player you ever coached? You're just right. Like if Brian Dable is such a fucking amazing coach and he made Josh Allen the quarterback he is today, then why is Daniel Jones the fucking backup on Indianapolis?
Because they didn't draft Daniel Jones, and because Daniel Jones fucking sucks.
It's because Brian Dable didn't fucking make Josh Allen who he is. Josh Allen had the fucking skill set to make himself who he is.
So he had the skill set, but he also was helped and developed.
Would you sit here and say that Jackson Dart has the same skill set as Josh Allen? Because if he doesn't, then we're talking about the same scenario over again.
I just went to go tweet darted it is, and it came out farted it is. So,
oh yes, that's what it's gonna be when he throws his first fucking pick six. It's gonna be like Jackson fart. Can't wait. Can't wait. Wow, now Sal Palantonio is saying that Jackson Dart has the same skills as Josh Allen.
Ooh, there you go.
Yeah, it's a lie. It's a fucking lie.
I'm happy. As a Giant fan, I'm happy.
You're paying $3 million for a guy to sit the bench for the entire year to not dress.
No. Well, yeah, but that's the price for a backup quarterback. And they're not paying Russell Wilson that much more.
I hate that. I hate it. That's the price for a bet. He's not the backup. He's sitting the bench. He's not playing. The backup plays.
Who you don't think Jameis Winston's playing?
No, you're paying $3 million for Jackson Dart to sit the fucking bench.
Yeah, but you're also paying. You were to pay Jameis Winston. Jameis Winston's deal is $3 million too. So
again, when you get drafted in the first round as a quarterback, you're supposed to play.
But they're not. I don't think so. I think
the Giants need more help than to be competitive this season than the quarterback to sit the fucking bench.
It's not a this season plan. It's a future plan.
Only if he works out. If he doesn't work out. I like how Jackson Dart reminds me of Josh Allen. Jackson Dart is fucking 6'2", 225 pounds. Josh Allen is 6'5", 237.
No, it makes me mad. It makes me mad because I actually wanted Jameis Winston in the Giants. And you'd be like, oh, you got your white guy quarterback. You
did. I wasn't thinking about it, but you did. Your future's looking bright.
Your
future's looking white. I mean, bright.
Well, last time the future looks bright. White, bright. I got what you're saying. I got it. Listen, last time the Giants took a quarterback that was from Ole Miss, what happened?
The last time the Giants took a quarterback from Ole Miss, he was never a top 10 quarterback. I hope your defense can play as good as your defense did back fucking 15 years ago.
Well, we just got Abdul Carter. This is the same defense that worked. They were going to run the same defense, the NASCAR line, baby.
We'll see. We will see.
And I think on that
I hate to tell all you Eli fans out there, Eli Manning was not a good quarterback. He was mediocre at best. He only ever led the league in turnovers. That's it. That was the only stat he ever led the league in. People were like, oh, he's a Hall of Famer. He was fucking trash. He's
a Hall of Famer. He's going to be a Hall of Famer.
If he gets into the Hall of Fame, it's strictly because his last name is Manning.
That's not why.
That's 100% why.
His numbers better than most quarterbacks that are.
His numbers are. He played in the time when it was easiest to throw the ball.
Sorry.
His numbers won't be. Everybody, he's top 10 in every category.
I'm not doing this again.
He's top 10 in every category because he played in the generation where it became easiest to throw the ball. Jackson Dart will break Eli Manning's numbers and he'll be a mediocre quarterback. It's easier to throw the ball. You can't hit the fucking quarterback anymore and you can't touch the wide receivers. It's easier. There's more games. Like everybody and their mother throws for 4,000 yards every year. Everybody but Eli Manning.
I'm not doing it.
Fuck
You
that.
just every now and then you want to talk about how Eli
never
is
a top 10 quarterback in
He's
his
a
career.
Hall of
There
Fame.
was always 10 quarterbacks better than him in the NFL.
That's not true. That's definitely not true.
Show me the year where he's a top 10 quarterback.
Give me
Show
some time. I'll
it.
show
Doesn't
you.
exist.
I'll
It
show
doesn't
you.
exist. He was always 11, 12, 13, 14, 15.
You know what, though? It doesn't matter if he wasn't top 10. He was number 1 twice, and that's in a Super Bowl.
So is fucking Jim Plunkett. He is also not in the Hall of Fame.
Don't give
But
a shit.
if his name was Jim Manning, he'd be in the Hall of Fame.
No, I don't give a shit. I've seen 2 Super Bowls. How many Super Bowls have you seen?
Super Bowls. His defense won those
How
2
many
Super
Super Bowls
Bowls,
you seen?
right?
How many Super Bowls have you?
I'm not talking about the Giants. I'm talking about your quarterback who can't spell his name.
And he won 2 Super Bowls.
No, he didn't. His team won. He just happened to be there.
No,
Matter of fact, you Giants fans hated him
Yeah,
until
'cause
that first Super Bowl. All of you were
defense-
online at Modell's buying his jersey after they won because you fucking wanted to hang him from the nearest fucking street lamp until the playoffs started.
The defense threw that touchdown. That pass to Manningham in the second Super Bowl.
Please,
You're right.
one fucking lucky pass. First of all, they should have lost that game to the Niners. The fucking refs handed it to the fucking Giants.
Oh yeah, because the guy fumbled the ball in the overtime.
And they fucking blew the whistle when he was still moving forward. Yes, he fumbled the ball and it was ran back. No, I'm not talking about the punter. I'm talking about your fucking running back fumbled the ball while being tackled. The fucking Niners recovered and ran it back, and the referees blew it dead. Yeah, that happened. No, he was not fucking down. He was standing up and fumbled the ball.
He was down.
All right. He was standing up.
I'm not doing the fight again. I'm not doing this again. We always do this. We always talk about how Eli Manning's.
Eli Manning wasn't a good quarterback, dude. He was mediocre on his best day. Just so you know, mediocre is not good.
Tell me how many quarterbacks that you have in the Jets organization that won 2 Super Bowls.
Okay, but we haven't had the team to win the 2 Super Bowls. If Eli Manning's on the Jets, he doesn't win any Super Bowls, just like all the Jets quarterbacks.
No, I think
Eli Manning was not a good quarterback, dude. Was not.
How about Philip Rivers? Talking about Philip Rivers is amazing.
Philip Rivers was a better quarterback than Eli Manning. 100%.
He had better teams.
No, he didn't.
Teams.
No, he didn't. He didn't have better defenses. Show me the better defense wins championships. The Patriots.
We talk about this all the time, dude. We do this all the time. The 2011 defense, the one they won the championship, the second championship, was not as good as you think it is.
They played good when it mattered.
Dude,
and that's
it
like
doesn't matter.
Overall football, you will never
he never won with a top 10 defense.
You will seldom see the Super Bowl winner be the best team in the NFL because it's a crapshoot when you get to the playoffs. Because if you get hot for 5 games like the Giants did, you win the Super Bowl.
Dude, he never won a Super Bowl with a top 10 defense.
That's great. The defense played top 10 when it mattered.
So okay, it's a team sport.
Exactly, and he rode that fucking team to 2 championships. He shouldn't even have been drafted in the first round.
No, you just proved my point.
How many playoff games did he win outside those 2 championships?
If he could ride the team to a Super Bowl, and the team that he's given that was terrible towards the back end of his career is also a team sport.
How many playoff games?
You can't pick and choose when it's a team sport. You can't
Until he won the second fucking Super Bowl, Mark Sanchez had more playoff wins than Eli Manning.
You can't say it's a team sport when it was a Super Bowl, but it's not a team sport.
Not a good quarterback.
I'm sorry, you can't do that.
Eli Manning was not a good quarterback. He got
you can't make the same argument
because of his daddy and his brother. He got drafted in the first round because of his daddy and his brother. He only played as long as he did because of his daddy and his brother. And he went into the Hall of Fame because of his daddy and his brother. He was never a top 10.
It's a team sport in one breath and be like, he's the reason why they lost later on in the career. When it's also,
I'm saying is he's not the reason that they won. I'm not saying he's the reason they lost. I'm saying he's not the reason that he won. And if he wasn't the reason that they won those 2 Super Bowls, if you look at his overall transcript of his professional career, if he's not the reason that they won those 2 Super Bowls, then he is not a Hall of Famer.
He's the reason why they won those 2 Super Bowls.
He is not. He is not. Two lucky passes does not equate. As a matter of fact, I would argue more that the Patriots lost than the fucking Giants won. Because fucking Tom Brady missed that fucking pass to Welker that would have won them the Super Bowl.
That's football, man.
You don't want to talk about that. The Patriots, it's just like the Red Sox in '86. The Mets didn't win the World Series. The Red Sox just lost.
Okay, but here's the thing. It's just insane to me because he had no interceptions on the first run.
And he had every interception for the duration of his career.
But the entire run when he had to be good, he was amazing.
He was resting on – it's like – go watch the Jets play the Indianapolis Colts, in the AFC Championship game. All right. Mark
Here's what you're doing
Sanchez,
to me.
Mark
Here's what you're doing
Sanchez
again.
played great football in the first half. And then somewhere along the way, Brian Schottenheimer was like, oh, we're getting too lucky with the pass. Let's start running the ball, and diverted from what they were not ready for. And Eli Manning did the same thing. He just played careful football, careful enough to not lose the game. He's not the reason that they won. They gave him the MVP twice because his last name is Manning. Because it should have been Strahan and it should have been Yora that won those fucking MVPs because they were leading those defenses. It should have been those guys. It should not have been Eli Manning. He threw 2 lucky passes. I would have been better off if they would have gave it to fucking Manningham or fucking the other guy who caught it on his fucking head, Tyree. I'd have been better off if they would have gave it to those two cocksuckers. I'd have been like, right on. They should have gave it. They should have gave it to Brady because he fucking played like shit in those 2 Super Bowls.
No, you're absolutely insane to think
Eli
that
Manning was fucking
Eli Manning did nothing
on his
to help
best
him.
day. He was mediocre. His father named him Eli because he knew anything more than 3 letters would be too difficult for him to fucking spell.
I mean, that's funny. That's true too. But Malaka Starks from Georgia is now going to the Ravens.
His name is Malachi.
Malaka.
Malachi, you fucking racist.
Racist. I don't know how to pronounce the name.
His name is Malachi. It's a biblical name. It's in the fucking Bible multiple times. If his name was fucking Elisha or Elisha, whatever the fuck his name is, you'd be able to spell it right.
No, I probably still pronounce it wrong.
Alicia fucking Manning.
I actually had a case.
Just so you know, Sean Avery used to fuck a girl named Alicia. Just throwing that out there.
There was a name for I had to do a deposition of someone. It was Alicia, but it was spelled Laisha, and I kept pronouncing Ali Shah because like I thought it was like a Muslim name.
You're heinous.
I just noticed we get so many like
Go ahead, say it. Go ahead, say it.
You know what I'm talking about.
I don't know what you're talking about. Go ahead, say it. I need to know.
No, I'm done.
My man's name is Malachi. Malaka. His name is Malachi.
I didn't say Malaka. I said Malaka.
You 100% said Malaka, which, by the way, means shit in Greek.
No, I said Malachi.
No, you didn't. Do I need to fucking show you the fucking playback? You said Malaka,
which
means shit in Greek.
We told this before. I'm really bad with names.
His name is Malachi. Clear as fucking day. It's an I at the end, not an A.
Well, he's a safety, so.
Yeah, he's a safety.
And he's going home to the Ravens. Anyway, I think this is
the guy in the Jets. His name is Malachi too.
We have to sign off.
We do. Late.
Eat some dinner. This has been over 3 hours of a podcast. This has been like like a radio show. This is like
the only hopefulness that Rook has right now is that in a year or two, his quarterback will be a white guy again. So he's thrilled.
No, that's not true.
So happy.
It's a good.
By the way, that pin on the side of his hat is a crab.
Wait, what?
The pin on the side of his Ravens hat is a crab. At least it looks like a crab. If it's not a crab, it's a crab. 100% it's a crab.
Is it really?
I maybe they put symbols there that represent the city.
Oh, is that what that is?
Lambeau
Stadium. That's what I'm trying to figure out what it is. I think the logo.
Let's see. What are the pins on the NFL draft hats? Each is designed with the team's city in mind, with nods to the culture, history, or geography. For the Seahawks, it is Sasquatch.
What?
For the Buccaneers, it's a skull. For the Bears, it's the fucking city flag. For the Eagles, it's the Liberty Bell. For the Broncos, it's the Rocky Mountains. For the Ravens, it's a crab. For the Cowboys,
the Giants have a subway.
Really? There's no subway in New Jersey.
I don't know why they did a subway. Unless that's the New Jersey Transit.
The Jitney.
The New York Jets hat. Let's see the Jets.
It's the Statue of Liberty. It's the torch from the Statue of Liberty, which is actually brilliant because Liberty Island sits right smack dab in the middle between New York and New Jersey. It's actually fucking genius.
And they gave the Giants the New Jersey Transit
subway car. I like I'm reading Yahoo Sports. The subway car looks quite cool and works for the Giants, though there is no subway in New Jersey.
I actually like the Jets one's actually really cool.
They probably had Eli Manning fucking come up with the pin.
Here's the Jets one I'm talking about.
Wait, hold on. Let's see that.
Oh, you're right.
It's the
You're
Liberty
right.
Torch.
That is weird. They have like the army thing like on the brim.
A wreath. It's fucking stupid.
And then we'll go back to the Giants one. Just show everybody.
The Dolphins is a palm tree.
Subway car right there.
Yeah, it's dumb. There's no subways over there.
I don't like that at all. I actually hate they did the subway. I think they should have just done
They could have done a bridge. They could have done the George Washington Bridge.
They should that or the turnpike. They should have done the
You can't do anything New Jersey because they're not called
the hydro pump. Like Tony Soprano was best.
By the fucking Sitco sign, drive safely.
Yeah, off the turnpike.
No, you do a bridge. You do the fucking George Washington Bridge.
They should have been the Easy Pass. It's like
Or honestly, they could have done the World Trade Center or the Empire State because I'm pretty sure you could see both of them from the stadium.
You could have, yeah. Empire State would have been better. I hate the subway. I hate that.
There's no subway, and you can't even see the subway from that stadium.
They should just say it's New Jersey Transit. That's the only.
The Washington Commanders put a hog on it.
They should have just done the Redskins logo.
The Cardinals put the state, like, it's pretty fucking boring.
Oh, the outline of the shape.
It's just the shape of the state with a star in the middle, or like it's like the state flag in the middle, whatever. The Rams, I can't even tell what the Rams are. 1 second, I'm trying to fucking see it because the description sucks. An ode to the Mariachi Rams, which plays before and during each game. This was a big swing. It probably up for debate, but the Rams deserve credit, but it doesn't even tell me what the fuck it is. Good job.
Is it like a guitar?
Oh, it's a mariachi jacket.
Oh, that's kind of cool.
A guitar for Nashville. Makes sense.
Oh, that makes sense.
They have an electric guitar for Cleveland for the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame.
Let's just do guitars.
So Tennessee is an acoustic guitar. Cleveland is an electric
guitar. But they also should have done a mariachi guitar.
That's also
everybody guitars.
That's also acoustic. They have the Roberto Clemente Bridge for the Steelers.
That's cool.
That's really cool. The Vikings have they have a Viking helmet as their logo. And when I say a Viking helmet, I don't mean the Minnesota Vikings. I mean like an actual Viking.
Yeah, but that's a logo.
No, their logo is horns on a helmet. That's not what the symbol on their hat is, like the Viking helmet with the spike in the middle with the two horns coming out.
But isn't it logo basically the guy?
It's a guy in a Viking helmet, yeah.
Yeah,
but that's not what the symbol. That's not what the pin on the hat was.
I know. It's different. Yeah, but it looks probably similar.
The Colts have an anvil and a hammer.
Indianapolis
for the making horseshoes, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
A bison for the Buffalo Bills, because we don't have buffalo in America. Just so everybody knows, there are no buffalo in America. We have bison. Okay. Buffalo live in Africa and Asia. The Niners don't know what apparently nobody knows what the fucking Niners had on their hat.
The Golden Nuggets.
It is. I honestly have no idea. They're saying it's a foghorn, but not foghorn.
San Francisco, the fog that comes into San Francisco.
Yeah, I guess. I have no idea. The Panthers put a panther on theirs.
Some of these are so redundant. How does a panther symbolize Carolina?
It doesn't. There's no Panthers in fucking California.
They should have said like a Tar Heel.
Yeah, I agree. The Chargers put like a spin on the California state flag, so they have like a bear on their
all right
on their pin.
All right.
The Saints put a parasol umbrella.
Oh, just so we go back for because we're talking about we got Jackson Dart, Tennessee traded. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. There was a trade. The Falcons traded into the 26th pick. I don't know who, but they took James Pierce Jr., which we missed that, and then Malachi Starks is the Ravens. The Lions took the DT from Ohio State, Talik Williams. And we have 4 more picks left until the end of the drafts here. So we've stayed on pretty much the entire first round.
Yeah.
It's been a long night.
But so the Saints have a parasol umbrella. Okay.
This kind of makes sense.
The Miami Dolphins have a palm tree.
Which makes sense.
The Detroit Lions or Detroit Lions have a wheel, which is supposed to symbol. It's a rim. It's not a wheel. It's a rim.
Oh, rim. The Motor City.
Yeah, the Jacksonville Jaguars. Let's see what they picked because they I don't know who's running the show at fucking.
You put Metro Diner.
Yahoo. But their descriptions suck. So they made it. It's the John T. Alsop Jr. Bridge.
Yeah, it's the bridge right outside.
Yeah, nobody knows that. It's
in between downtown Jacksonville and the rest of the
bridge is completely insignificant in the grand scheme of life in America. Like nobody knows what the fuck that is.
As a former Jacksonville resident, I would have actually liked they put Taco or Metro Diner on the hats.
Guy. Just put a fucking Jaguar on there. Nobody knows. Jacksonville shouldn't have a team.
They should have put Shad Khan's yacht on it.
Nobody knows anything about the city of Jacksonville. I've been to Jacksonville. It is a fucking one-horse town.
It's not a one-horse.
It is. It's a fucking crazy excuse for a fucking town.
It is one of the largest landmass cities. Did you know that?
What does that even fucking mean? Because they made the city limits too big? I've been to fucking Tokyo. All right?
Yeah,
don't talk to me about landmass.
The city limits.
Our city has this many zip codes and it's this much area. Yeah, but 6 people live there. Who gives a fuck?
No, there's more people live in 6 people live in Jacksonville. A lot of people live in Jacksonville.
Yeah, okay. I would put money down that Brooklyn has more people than Jacksonville.
Oh, 100%. But they don't have as much landmass.
Who gives a fuck?
My favorite part about
land nobody wants.
The funniest part is I've literally lived in Jacksonville for a year, and I'm like, why do they pick this city for an NFL team?
Jacksonville's population, 949,000.
Yeah, I know. It's not a big population, but they're the largest.
2 million people live in fucking Brooklyn, all right? 2 million.
But the landmass of Brooklyn is not as big as
shit. People want to live in Brooklyn. Nobody wants to live in Jacksonville, Florida. Nobody. Old people that retire from Brooklyn would rather get stabbed in Brooklyn than move to Jacksonville. And get stabbed in Jacksonville because it's a shit fucking town.
All right. I think we got to wrap this up because I got to go eat dinner.
The Kansas City Chiefs.
He just keeps going. Barbecue sauce.
Oh, you know, they got good barbecue sauce down there in Kansas City. I've been to Kansas City. They got I don't know what it is. The description from fucking Yahoo Sports is fucking trash. It says the Chiefs decided to put 142.2, the sound level reached by fans at Arrowhead Stadium, to set a world record on the pin.
Who cares?
Okay, I'm looking at it. I'm like, oh, they literally just wrote 142.2 on a pin.
Really?
Yeah,
that's so stupid. Fuck
yeah. The Peach is on the Falcons. That makes sense. A bicycle is on the Packers one. And the bicycle is a reference to the team's training camp tradition of riding kids' bikes to practice. Guys, just put some fucking cheese on there. Nobody knows that but Packers fans.
No one cares.
Just throw fucking cheese on there. The Pats. I don't know what this reference is. The Pats are like Gretchen Wieners trying to make fetch happen. I don't know who the fuck Gretchen Wieners is, except it's a lighthouse. So I guess the Patriots put a lighthouse on theirs. The Cincinnati Bengals have a throne as their pin because they're supposed to be the ruler of the jungle, but I'm fairly certain everybody knows that despite lions not living in the jungle, lions are king of the jungle.
Yeah.
Everybody fucking knows that. Like, I get it. Lions don't actually live in the jungle. They live in the Sahara. and tigers are in fact larger than lions, but nobody has ever called a tiger a king ever. Lions have always been kings.
So the song lied to us.
Yeah, lions do not live in the jungle.
I know.
Houston had H-Town made put on a fucking pin because apparently Houston's not known for anything other than the fact that they call themselves H-Town and they bang trash cans.
They should put a trash can on it.
They should have put a trash can on it because that would have been more relevant. I thought it would have been funny if the Patriots would have put the Super Bowl trophy on it.
That would have been Lombardi.
That would have been fucking hilarious, just as a fucking like basically a fuck you to everybody else.
Yeah.
But also kind of presumptuous. And then the Raiders,
slot machine.
They picked the silhouette of their stadium.
That's stupid. Should have been slot machine.
So they said, what are we doing here? Seriously, you have all of Las Vegas to choose from. The Bellagio fountains, the Welcome to Fabulous Las Vegas sign, and even the fake Eiffel Tower. And you pick a silhouette of your stadium. The Raiders should be docked a draft pick for this.
I agree. Give us Ashton Genty somewhere else.
Yeah, that's pretty bad, actually.
Like you could have been an ace card. You could have done slot machines.
You could have done the Fabulous Las Vegas sign.
That would be sick too. Where'd it go? We're gonna wrap this up.
We're done here. We've beat it to death. There's 3 picks left. But honestly, those picks are kind of inconsequential at this point.
Yeah, Josh Connolly Jr. went to Washington, offensive tackle.
Good for him. Well, that's all we got for you this week. We'll catch you again next week. A shorter show next week for certain.
Definitely not this long.
We'll see what the rest of the NFL draft has for it. We'll talk about it next week. We'll talk baseball next week, and we'll see what else arises in between now and the next 7 days. We love you. Thanks for sticking with us. We appreciate you, and we shall see you when we see you.